All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Inside Post. Getting things set up as we are getting ready to kick off this Breeders' Cup Saturday at Del Mar with some live betting, live discussions, and live predictions of this great 12 race card. We just came out of the gate with race one, so we'll go ahead and throw it up on the screen. That way you guys can watch it as we kind of get things set up and ready for our stream. So, like if you've always watched our videos before, we'll give you kind of our picks, a next up contender, a couple long shot plays to take into consideration as well, and we'll see if we can come up with any exotics, trifectas, stuff like that for you guys to bet on. And we always take considerations of horses that you want to take a deeper look at on the screen. So we'll have the past performances pulled up once we get things started here for the race card. Didn't think we were going to make it in time for race one, so that's kind of why we didn't schedule it yet. But looking ahead, great field of horses so far in the first race. We do have the unfortunate scratch, Mystic Dan, later on in the card, so hate to see that. But we have a great day of racing, and hopefully everybody kind of comes and hangs out, talk some horses, and hopefully we all can win some money. So, love that we're starting this thing off on the turf. Hopefully they get a big price to kick things off here. Looks like the 8-5 favorite may just easily win this one. But we have some couple outsiders, I guess the 3 looking to make a big run. Definitely big run for the 3 there. So, woof, easy win to start off the race meet, and what a win it was for Joel Rosario. So, as I said, this is kind of what the stream's going to be like. We will have some discussions, go back and forth, talk about some horses, look at the past performances, and then we'll kind of go watch the live racing. So I didn't think we would make race one, kind of getting a late start in here for some of that. But we will pick things up as the racing kind of continues. So make sure to give us a like, go ahead and subscribe if you are coming in new to the channel. We will be posting in the comment section our picks along with talking about them. So if you can't hear, they will also be posted into the comments for you to see. Everybody else is welcome to comment. Leave your picks as well, or a race that you are looking forward to for the day, and we will do a deep dive into each one of those. So we have our past performances. Pretty awesome. The Breeders' Cup offers free past performances. I wish every track offered free past performances. That would be pretty sweet for every race on every day, so to speak. But we will figure this out and get through it. Holy cow, there's a lot of information on these. Tons of information, how to bet. Hopefully we all know how to bet. Media. And finally, you make it into race one. So these are free and available on the Breeders' Cup website if anybody would like to go and download them or view them outside of the stream. Like I said, luckily, these are free for Breeders' Cup Day, so that is super nice. And makes it super convenient. So as we just seen, our winner for the first race, Such It, Joel Rosario, John Sadler, able to just easily beat this field. Kind of surprising. 2 5th-place finishes the last 2 times out, gets Joel aboard for the first time, and easily just puts away this field by what looked like 3, maybe 4 lengths, kind of going away rather easily. Heavy favorite, 6 Kansas Cat, obviously, Luis Saez, Dan Blacker. That one would have been a really good pick. 6-5, however, getting beat out. Our pick that we didn't get on the screen in time was number 9, Russell's Hustle, Irad Ortiz, Peter Miller. No gas in the tank whatsoever. No kick. No boom, I guess, as a late closer is kind of what we expected this one to be. Just couldn't do it today. for our top pick on the first race in Russell's Hustle. Another one that we had on our sheet was number 2, Time Song. I don't think that one fared fairly well either. I'm pretty sure they're still trying to sort this out as far as first, second, third, or second, third, and fourth. But that's kind of where we went. Again, we will post all of our picks for each race as we kind of come to it, and it gets closer to post time. Good field, like I said, unfortunate scratch of Mystic Dan. That's kind of been the biggest one so far. I believe there was another one. Scottish Lassie has scratched out, and I think it is Sweet as Tekka. Astilla. I think I went too far. There it is. Yes. Race 4. The filly and mare sprint. Tamara, Fee Blanche, and Sweet Azteca all scratching out of that race, only leaving 7 horses in there. Going to be a pretty small field of 7 that's got to, you got to beat out the Baffert contingents and Hope Road and Richie. Big price in here for Praying with Johnny Velasquez and Robert Medina. You have Vala with Irad and Sherry. And then Bob Baffert has another one in Splendora, who could be another other Baffert, as we like to call them on the channel. So I feel like they still haven't sorted this one out. Oh, there it would go. 3, 6, 8, 10. Pretty good price to start the day for Del Mar Breeders' Cup Day. You got the $17 exacta, 102 for the 50-cent try, with the big price of Moonlit Sonata in there coming in third. So that's what we like to see. Exacta, yeah, we want to see a little bit bigger exacta numbers, but you have a 4-1 over 8-5. You're not going to get a whole lot in there. So now we can move on. We got 26 minutes to post. For race 2, we have the Ocean View on the dirt for 6 furlongs in here, and we kind of have a pretty good field. I believe we only have 1 scratch out of here right now. That's number 2, Tall Paul. Johnny Hernandez, Bob Baffert have the lone scratch coming into this race. So we are taking the outsiders in here. The horses to the outside. Number 14, Bostonian, is our top pick. We're going to see if Joel Rosario can pick up the second win in just as many races. Go for 2 on the early card for Mr. Rosario. Kind of like the speed figure has been improving on this horse the past 2 times out. I wouldn't say this is a big-ish day for Wesley Ward, but he usually puts some contingents in here, and this one is rightfully so. 4 for 4, lifetime, just unbeaten for this 3-year-old by Bernardini. You like it because the horse is won at the distance, so that kind of played into 8-1. It hasn't really ran against top class field or in a stakes setting, but the workouts look pretty good coming in, and I like there's some value here for number 14, Bostonian. Another one that we had our eye on just to the inside, Red Flag, Umberto Rospoli, Robert Hess. This one here by Timer Coos, 7-year-old. Another one has a decent speed figure. Last time, 99. Kind of been inconsistent. It's put up some 104s. Seems like every other race the horses ran a big 104 speed figure. So we'll see if this one can kind of run back pretty big. The distance, 9 for 3 on the Del Mar dirt. However, 6 for 4, 6 races, 4 wins on the Del Mar dirt. Kind of is where we paid attention to and kind of stuck with this horse. 2025 though, 7 for 2. 2024 definitely better for Red Flag. If you look back, I believe at the Kelly's Landing, that grade 3 at Churchill Downs, Roll on Big Joe, Dr. Vinkman, Durante, just an absolute class of the field, and the horse, and Red Flag was just nothing that day, just too much class. I believe there was another one at Hawthorne, a little bit smaller field. The horse was favored in there, finished third behind King Cab and Navy Seal. So another good stakes race, put up a big number in there, and they went pretty quick. Has raced against the likes of Fort Bragg, Glengarry, Skinner way back in this time last year. So I think the horse has some class to be dangerous, and there's really nothing compared to Dr. Vinkman, Navy Seal, Glengarry, or even Skinner in this type of race. So we'll see. On the outside, Red Flag should be a closing type horse in this race, and I think there's going to be some speed that he should be able to do so. Next on the docket, we're going right back to the inside, taking the rail horse in here, Ghost of Midnight. Diego Herrera, Sean Williams, big tough stables. This one is by Ghost Zapper. Big 105 speed figure last time out. Did have Abel Lascano aboard. Huge favorites in its last, 2 races. And then you kind of look back at that. And then just heavy favorite in a couple of allowance races for Ghost of Midnight. So we'll see if this one gets bet or is getting bet. Not much. 9-2 is currently where it's sitting at. So taking a little bit of money early on. But one I think can be dangerous. In here with some speed, and another one that's going to sit off the trip and make a late run coming out of the turn. If you look back, Chosen Vron beat the horse out. Probably the only loss that it's had in the last 5-6 starts. Chosen Vron was the biggest one there, with some class in that San Carlos Stakes at Santa Anita. So a horse that's been on the West Coast, stayed on the West Coast, and has done really well on the West Coast. 9 for 6 lifetime, 3 for 2 on the Del Mar Dirt, 3 and 1 at this distance. So a horse that seems to be, wants to sprint, can go a mile, but the sprinting seems to be where this horse is kind of favored at. 220 career earnings. So again, pretty good horse. Should be able to make a run late. This definitely horse has some speed to be a factor. So we'll see if we can steal that. And the other one, we were going to use the 2, but since the scratch, we're going to take number 10 in Comedy Town. Interesting one. Safi Joseph, Jose Ortiz, comes out of a good stakes race again at Delaware Park, finishing 6th in there. Time before that was at Saratoga in an allowance, finished 3rd to Baby Yoda. So probably again one that's going to get a little bit of class relief, not a whole lot, but should see this company probably a little bit easier. I do like Jose getting the mount in here. That's always a good tactic change-up. He's had the likes of Drayden Van Dyke, Edgar Zayas, Jose Ortiz, Arad Ortiz, Patrick Husbands, all on this horse before. So I like that we're giving Jose Ortiz the mount. And I think he can play a tactic switch. I think this horse could definitely play off of a good tactic switch. We've seen him go to the lead and be dangerous. That seems to be what he needs. He needs to sit close to the lead. If he falls out of this early, gets buried, I just see that there's going to be some trouble. He does sit mid-pack and is able to make a late run. If he gets buried 4th, 5th, 6th, I think he could be in some trouble and not be able to make that run late. He's got to sit close to the lead. That's what he's been most comfortable with. If there's a lot of speed early, that could be dangerous for him as well. He's got to be out there. He's got to be within it, within that the first call, and then I think he could be dangerous for these connections. Savvy Joseph, Jose Ortiz. Gotta like the Spitestown pedigree with some distorted humor, unbridled humor. The big gray horse coming in here, big 7-year-old old timer. To see if he can steal one at a pretty good price, 10-1. Not really taking money either, 13-1. Again, not a whole lot of attention. Going many places. Number 1, Ghost of Midnight, taking some play. And that's about it. Bostonian taking a little bit. And then obviously the favorite in here being the 8, Modus Bastia, taking some as well. Modus Bastia. Flavion Pratt, Richard Baltas send out the favorite in here. Rightfully so. The horse is probably going to go to the lead. It's just going to be a challenge being in that 8-hole, kind of in that middle spot. The speed to the inside looks to be coming from possibly the 6 And the 4 Lawless World looks to be a horse that wants to run on the front end. Even the 2, well, no, the 2 Scratch, sorry. So yeah, he's got some speed to his inside in the 6. To his outside, I don't see a whole lot of speed outside of maybe the 14 in Bostonian. So I think this race could set up for the 8 to easily get himself out on the lead and be dangerous. We're just going to go against it. I just think there's going to be some other speeds in here, and that's why we're going to use kind of Bostonian, maybe sitting on that outside trip on the outside, and to see if he can kind of swing it wide with Joel, Rosario, and Wesley Ward. So they put a lot of time in between these races. So if you have a specific horse that you're thinking of or that you want us to take a look at, just let us know. We'll do it further dive into it once things kind of start picking up and we get into some of these stakes races. It'll be a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. We'll go ahead and talk about some of the other horses. Number 3, Wayne the Brain, Antonio Frescu, Mark Glatt. Pretty good 98 speed figure last time out. Was on somewhat, not on the lead, but just on the pace, and then just kind of fell apart. Almost like he got kind of in some trouble, it looks like, tight to the 15 or 5/16th pole, and then just kind of didn't have anything after that. Has ran against Red Flag before, one of the other horses we were talking about. I believe that's the 12. Kind of a lighter race horse for a 4-year-old. This one is by Matoli. 5-1 though on the career. 10-1. It just seems like a far shot. I'm surprised this one's not floating up a little bit right now. 11-1. For Lawless World, Armando Ayusa. Pretty consistent runner. Seems to be getting better since it came out of that stakes race, the Winter Champ, I do believe, 50K. Then comes in some allowance races, non-winners of 1. Finished 3rd, both of those. Pretty consistent there. Was beat out by the 1, Ghost at Midnight. Last time out at a pretty decent price of 19-1. Currently getting a huge price on number 4 at 77-1 right now. So big long shot, has a decent workout. Coming in 5 furlongs and 4:59 and 6, first out of 20. So it's something to watch out for. Probably going to be a speedster on the inside, maybe one that's going to play a role into the pace for sure, giving the 8 a little bit of problem. 5, we got Sir Rocket, Mike Smith, Neil Drysdale, and here by Sir Prancelot, another gray 4-year-old. Raced Santa Anita last time out back in October, finished 5th in there. So we're going back with Mike Smith, who's won on the horse. Looks like maybe two times, I do believe. So getting his jockey back should pop in here for Sir Rocket, who is taking a little bit of money, currently down to 5-1. 6, Tiger in My Tank, Giovanni Franco. This one is by Smiling Tiger. Another one with some speed that's a little slow compared to some of the other runners in here. I do think this one could be on the pace early, but he does have some speed to his outside and some speed to his inside. So he's going to have a really good gate break to have any role in the pace early on in this race. The distance, 4-0, nothing to show for it there. Has earned 133,000, so I believe his consistent races maybe have been going a little bit shorter. It looks like 5.5 furlongs has been his go-to. So we'll see if he's able to be a factor in any type of this race. 7, Tejon Pass, Tyler Gaffalione, Peter Miller. Good speed figures the last 3 races and all allowances at 40,000, non-winners of 1, and then 2 80,000s of non-winners of 2. Finished 5th and 4th in there. Was beat out by Yellow Card, I believe, who was a scratch today. And this one is just a tough read. Has been on the turf. I believe he's coming to dirt for the connections. This one's by Justify. Has some pretty sound pedigree with the mare Foxy Socks, a British bred horse. I don't know. I feel like I like Tyler Gaffalione getting the mount. This one could be very interesting just because the speed figures that he's been able to pick up are on the rather high side, and they are pretty consistent in his last 3. But he's been on the turf. We'll see what the mix-up is as they try this horse on the dirt and see if this one could be a player or a sneaky underlying pick in here. If you are not as confident with, 9-5 on number 8, Modest Beastia. Again, Modest Beastia, rightfully so, getting the money in here by Macklin's Music. Flavion Pratt, Richard Baltus. Is a Breeders' Cup. We got to try to beat these favorites, especially when they're 8-5 or really short prices. This one, rightfully so. Comes out of a really good maiden $100,000 level. Del Mar, 6.5 furlongs. Just seemed to make it, work gate to wire in there. I just think he's going to have a little bit more pressure on the front end. If he can get out early, we could see that same thing, and he could just burn this field up. He did his 3rd race of his career. He did get beat out by Big Truz, Valiant Humor. So he's running against some really good horses, Westwood, Tamino, early on in his career. And then we've kind of seen him kind of drop off and has faced, I guess, not as much of a class. So we'll see. But like I said, rightfully so, he is definitely going in that right direction of coming in, being the favorite. Number 9, Miracle Mark. Irad Ortiz, Phil de Amato by Constitution. In here, Melody Spirit by Scad Daddy. Pretty good 12-1 in here. We're getting some value with Irad Ortiz, who's jumping on this horse for the first time. But the horse has been beat out by Lawless World and Ghost of Midnight last outing in an allowance of 50,000. So, another one. The workouts look pretty good, like he's coming in good shape. Does come off a pretty good layoff. September 27th, last time Miracle Mark has raced. Kind of like the nod that Irad gets on this horse, so we shall see. 10, Comedy Town, the long shot that we were kind of considering with the scratch of the 2. 11, 32 Chunk. Kazushi Kimura, Mark Galat by More Than Ready. Bread by 3 Chimneys. Another one that's an early runner. This one could play a pace role in here as well. I just think we're going to have a lot of horses on the pace and a lot of horses that want the lead and a lot of horses that need to lead. And that could set up for some closing ability in this kind of sprint race. Again, you look at it, this horse comes off the turf, goes back to the dirt. So kind of like this changeup that Mark Glad is thinking. We go dirt, turf, dirt. This one could be really good. If you look back, the horse started its maiden on the turf, finished sixth. They obviously thought, nope, no way was this horse going to be a turf race or a turf horse. So then they immediately go right back to the dirt, an optional claiming race in there, going 6 furlongs, and the horse wires the field. Rightfully so. Ships the Churchill Downs, tries I believe a starter allowance, 50,000, non-winners 1. Comes back in, finishes second, was beat out by a really good horse in an incursion. Ships back to Delmar pretty much 2 months later in August. Same thing, starter optional claim. Ran a 98 speed figure there that day as well, finishing second. Then goes back to the turf, same thing, starter optional claimer, finishes fourth. So if we've seen the tactics, or if we've seen how this horse is playing, number 11, 32 chunk, currently 15 to 1, probably more, 27 to 1 right now, is interesting. We see it go from turf to dirt and win. Then it goes dirt to turf, struggles, now comes back to dirt. Any trend line says, this horse may hit the board. 32 chunk, show bet, see what happens. Likes the front end. There's going to be some speed to the inside. This one could be a very sneaky pick just because of what the connections are trying to do here. 12, red flag. This was our second option. 13, you got Grabauer by Frosted, David Cohen, Tim McKenna. Another one, 99 speed figure last outing, was beat out by Ghost of Midnight, Lawless World. Was pretty much 3 to 1 in that race. It just didn't have anything to show for it. Came out of the gate third and then just flattened out, finishing fourth. This one, I don't know. 6 furlongs just might be not what the horse is looking for. It did have some success early on in the year in January. Threw out 4 wins in a row going this distance. I believe 2 of them were at Santa Anita, the other 2, I believe at Prairie Meadows, possibly, or Pim National. So anyways, the horse can win at this distance. I just think the class might be too much. Once the horse started getting into some class, just ran into a whole lot of problems from then. All right. We're getting closer. We got about 5 minutes to post, so we'll pull up the track feed and start kind of diving in. Like I said, make sure to leave your picks in the comment or horse that you want to take another look at. We've kind of already put our top pick, number 14, Bostonian. Our next up horse, obviously, is the 12. Whoops. And then kind of a long shot play. We were looking at the 10. Almost had myself talked into the 11 more so now. It's just very interesting, the switch up tactics that they're putting on this horse, just going from dirt to turf, now back to dirt. I think that could help again play a factor into this type of race, especially with some early speed for 32 chunk. You gotta take it. Also, I know this is tough. Ghost of Midnight is a runner as well. He's going to be very hard to beat on the inside. Whoops. All right. So there's kind of our 3 tidbits. Again, the 10 and the 1, really don't know what to do. With those horses, I think the 1 could be very dangerous. The 8's the one we're trying to beat, obviously, and we'll see if we could steal a race here with the outside runner in Bostonian. So again, make sure to leave a comment of your pick for race 2, as this is kind of picking up pretty quickly as we kind of get through the early smaller stakes races, and then it'll be obviously into the bigger races. So if you're in, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Let's see what we can win today.
We need 3 of these 4 to run 1, 2, 3. I got the 1 goes to midnight. Winning the Brain, my top pick. 11 to 1 down to 9 to 1. I'm throwing Modus Best here in there because I could see him, if he doesn't win, he could definitely hang around and finish 2nd and 3rd. And then Red Flag for the reasons I just mentioned. Class relief. And he's 7 to 1. 4-horse trifecta box from Simon Bragg as they reach the start gate in about 3 minutes here. The start of the pick 4 as well. Here's a look at the number 3 horse. Wayne the Brain, one of the long shots Simon was touting earlier. He's making a good show of himself on the track.
All right, 3 minutes, guys. Make sure to get your bets in. Good luck. We got Deegan Society on number 1. Good luck, Deegan Society. More people coming in to the live. Just make sure, leave a comment who you're taking for race 2. Good luck as they kind of get pretty close to the gate for the second race.
Maybe it was the moisture in the ground that helped him out a little bit that day, but I would say, you know, 3rd behind Knifesos. Yes, it was a short 4-horse field, but he wasn't disgraced. He moved forward on the dirt in a few of those races. He was 2nd to a next out winner at Oaklawn Park. The circus switch could offer a lot of change for Taman Pass today up there at 45 to 1.
There's your QR code on screen right now. If you scan, you can get your bets in on the FanDuel Racing app. Check us out and see why we are the leader in advanced deposit wagering. Use the QR code on screen right now, and despite what Todd Trump may have told you, you can do so from the comfort of your couch. You don't need to get up. In fact, you can just use the Zoom effects on your camera, whether it's an iPhone or an Android or a Google phone or whatever else they got out there. It'll take you there, and you can get in, and you got to get in now because they are reaching the gate. Christina, final thoughts on this group in race 2?
I know he's your favorite, so it isn't very creative, but the improving Modus Bestia will be my selection here. Exiting a win last out over this course, I think he can come right back and do it again.
Simon, I'm going to stick with the 3 as the win bet. Wayne the Brain, I like his races. Hopefully he's within contention turning for home, then he'll finish. I've got Ghost of Midnight as my top selection, but at a little bit of a price, Sir Rocket at 7 to 1, I think has a big chance for Neil Drysdale. You look at that horse's 1 dirt race, you mentioned it, Simon. It was a win from off the pace. He'll be sharp.
All right, good luck, everybody. As we approach.
Going to be tough, though, the 2 to 1 favorite. Over $500,000 now.
Going to be quick.
We go to the voice of the Breeders' Cup, Larry.
Like I said, we took the 14 as our top pick. Following it up with the 12. Red Flag looks pretty good. Long shot in here. We're going to switch it up with 11. 32 chunk, $5 to show. The 1 is dangerous. We're trying to beat the 8 horse. See what happens. Try to beat this 8 horse. It's a good one, but we'll see if we can beat him. We're hoping Bostonian to the outside. Joel Rosario trying to pick up 2 wins in a row. We shall see. Tyler Gaffleon's sitting on a pretty good one as well. Tejon Pass, number 7. Could be sneaky with Mr. Tyler G.
Lawless World, 32 chunk. Rocket and Red Flag move in.
All right. First wager of the day, folks. For the inside post. Let's go. Smash that like button. Spam the chat with whatever you want. Let's get some baggage. Struggling to get that horse in. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
They're off. A good even beginning. Bostonian on the far outside, came out sharply. So too Comedy Town in between horses. They're joined toward the inside by Modus Bestia, who's got some early foot as well.
Just expected that early speed.
Toward the inside, right alongside, is racing up the backstretch 32 Chunk. As they continue their journey past the half-mile pole, it is Modus Bestia and Bostonian matching strides on the lead. A length and a half back to Comedy Town on the inside. 32 Chunk out there. And 3 wide is Grubauer. Break of another 2 lengths more to Lawless World. Tiger in My Tank is next. Saving all the ground is Wayne the Brain with 7 lengths to make up. The red flag moving up on the far outside around Ghost of Midnight. Saving all the ground here is Sir Rocket, who's about 8 lengths behind.
Yeah, tough one.
Then come the trailers Miracle Mark and Tejon Fast, and they're at the top of the stretch. And it's Modus Bestia passing the 8 pole with a 2.5 length lead on Comedy Town, who's closing the gap, and red flag is also moving down the center. Modus Bestia still there from Comedy Town. Modus Bestia.
Rightfully so.
Comedy Town. Then Lawless World and red flag.
Knew that one would be a tough one to beat, but had to try it some way.
For a finish with Modus Bestia getting the victory as your favorite.
Established a good early position, took a little pressure from the 14 horse, who was able to clear from that outside gate. But
Not sure what happened to
the improving runner,
the one there.
your winning conditioner here in Fabian Pratt in the saddle at 2-1 at post time.
Let's take another look at the replay here. He was
I don't even know if he was ever.
and never gave up the ghost.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever in it. Bostonian, they just went way too fast for him. Modus Bestia, just too much.
Turn for home there on a clear uncontested lead, looking for horses coming from off the pace. They were trying red flag, putting the run. Obviously,
I
Town was right there, but
thought Comedy Town was going to catch him. Big price on the 4. Big ass price on that 4 horse. 80-1. Did he get there? Oh, yeah, the 4 cleared him. I mean, rightfully so. I don't know where the 1 ended up finishing. Or the 14. 14 dropped out of it. Went way too fast for Joel. No way that he was going to hang on with the 8. Only way to beat him, you got to get to the front. Get him off the lead, set that pace. Don't let the 8 set the pace, and that's kind of what they did. And then he just, too much for all of them, and then was able to hold off Comedy Town. Good run, though, for Jose Ortiz, sorry, on Comedy Town there. Lawless World made a good run, and then Rispoli and Red Flag just couldn't get there that day. They made a good stride, but hopefully we don't see the track kind of favoring that where horses can't close. I really thought Comedy Town was going to make it in the stretch, but oh, there was the one. The 1 finished 5th. But we shall see. Let's hope it's not that type of racetrack today. Two to 1, Modus Bestia. Wouldn't say chalk, but when you have a 15-1 and a 80-1 underneath of it, that trifecta should pay really, really well. We'll see what the payout is. But should be quite well. See what this payout is. Sure it's already posted, but there it is. $36 exacta and woo, $822 for a 50-cent try. Wow. That's pretty good. I mean, the super factor was easily that. Yeah, it's 10-cent super, 16.20. Yeesh. You can hit one of those, folks. You'd be in there. Either one. Heck, you could hit both of them. I mean, we talked about every one. Lawless Flag was the only one that I just didn't know much about. I said he had a good improvement last race. Kind of a consistent runner. Kyle Frey comes off and Armando Ayusa comes aboard. Yeah. Good workout, I think is what I said on his last one. So, did not expect him to be a closing type of horse like what he was. Looked like a horse that wanted the lead. So they definitely changed the tactics up for Lawless World. Definitely helped him out. So, swing and a miss. Race 2. On to race 3. See if we can be better. Whoa. All right. Race 3, finally. Grade 3 stakes race. We got the Goldacova Stakes. 300,000 fillies and mares that are 3-year-olds. End up, couple scratches, I guess. 11 and the 12 to the outside. I think that allowed... Do we have 13? Yeah, so 13, but 11 and 12 scratching out. So we got a mile here on the turf course. Back to the turf. Would love to see another good price in here from a turf race advantage. I believe we had it in the first race, getting $10 on number 3. Was it 4-1? Yeah, we got 2-1. So we need a price. Right now, the favorite obviously going to be Special One in here, or even Deep Satin, taking a little bit of money as well. Currently 7-2. Number 1, you got Violetta M, Argentine bred horse. I believe a 6-year-old mare. Mike Smith, Marcelo Polanco, finished 11th last time out of Santa Anita, going a mile on the Santa Anita turf in the swing time. Stakes, just nothing whatsoever. Pace to the inside, did get the lead. Looks like at the second call, maybe into the turn, and then just nothing whatsoever. And then she gets doors blowed off, finishing 11th, and thereafter coming out of the gate on the pace. So probably going to see the same thing happen here. The rail might be more problems for the one, and rightfully so. 30-1 currently, not taking any money at 50-1. 2, Deep Satin. We have Irad Ortiz and Sherry DeVoe. I believe this is Irad's first time on this horse. It has been Jose or Luan Machado. So we'll see. Comes out of the First Lady at Keeneland, going a mile there. Finished 4th at a big price, 27-1. Simply in front, Sagesta. Choice was beating this one here. And then you come out of the Ballester Spa, Grade 2, finished 2nd. The Della Rose, first in there for a lower level stakes race. So then it goes to Grade 2, goes to Grade 1. Doesn't have much to show for, but is pretty consistent in each of those, hitting 2nd and then a 4th place finish with some good speed numbers. Special One, getting all that attention right now. Joel Rosario, Brendan Walsh. The ladies' turf, a Grade 3 in there, 108 speed figure. Winning there, beating out Sagesta, and in our time. Looked phenomenal that day. The Grade 1, just a gem. Another one, 104 speed figure with Joel Rosario. However, finished 3rd in there behind Dynamic Pricing and Excellent Truth. Kind of altered, kind of got inside just a little bit. Did not think that's where that horse she wanted to be that day. The Honey Fox Grade 3, another monster speed figure in 109 with Luis Saez aboard, and was able to put away in our time yet again. Then goes back into the First Lady Grade 1 in there. Johnny Velasquez ran into Gina Romantica, Chili Flag, Fluffy Socks, and just gets smoked that day into a really good class of horses. So she's obviously better now in 2025, March, June, and August. All those races have been great for Special One. So rightfully so, she's getting the prices in here, and she looks to be the one that is going to be the tough one to beat. 4, you have Public Assembly, Antonio Frescu, Phil de Amato. A good number last time out in the Jim Maccabee Stakes, Grade 2 Stakes race at Del Mar, going a mile and an eighth. So we're getting a little bit of a cutback in distance for this 4-horse in Public Assembly. We'll see if that kind of plays a role. On Del Mar turf, though, 0 wins, 1 second place. At this distance, however, we're going a mile, the horse does have a win. I believe at Santa Anita on a good turf course in the Grade 3 Royal Honor. 104 speed figure in there. Backed it out by being out Son of Hill, who's in this race. But some of the other contingents have also beat out Public Assembly. 5, another one that's taking some money, Maduro, Umberto Rispoli, Peter Yurton. This is a 4-year-old filly by honor code. Another one that comes out of the Maccabee. Second in there. And then the time before that, just a smaller stakes race. Winning there, pretty much just kind of setting itself up, I guess, to make this run here for Del Mar. American Oaks, Grade 1, finished 3rd at a pretty good price, 7-1. She feels pretty. Beat her out that day. The Autumn Miss, Grade 3, finished 2nd to Watchtower. I mean, the horses just ran into some really good horses out here on the West Coast. Del Mar Oaks, again, I Scream, You Scream, was beat out there by another really good horse that day. So, the last 8-9 races, Medora has ran against stakes competition. I like how the speed figures have been getting better and better. The horse has either been bet pretty well and has ran into some really good, tough competition. She feels pretty. Watchtower, I Scream, You Scream. The class has just looked phenomenal out here on the West Coast. 5-2 on the Del Mar turf. You got 5-3 at this distance, 10-5 on the Lifetime. So if you're trying to beat, we have Special One. Right now, Medora looks pretty good as a shot to beat those 2 top horses on the inside. I guess those 2, what should we call them? East Coast shippers. I mean, they both have been over here. Or I don't think Special One. Yeah, Special One has not been out on the West Coast. Deep Satin. Oh, I guess Deep Satin has not been out on the West Coast either. So, 2 East Coasters coming in. Medora being the West Coast home state horse. Could be the one, with some familiarity. Didn't have to ship. Doesn't have the jet lag, I guess, if you would. Could be pretty good in here at a really good price. Nadette, French bred horse, and Marno Ayuso, again, Ayuso. Neil Drysdale. Smaller stakes races. Not really a whole lot in there that you can make a case for the horse. 17-3 at this distance. 4-0 on the Del Mar turf. Definitely going to be a tough ask in here, but has ran against some really good horses. Stellify, Medoro, Sacred Wish, Malfi, Walkathon, Mora again. So looking at the class, yes. But the horse has kind of dropped down in class in the past 3 smaller stakes races and 1 Grade 3, where she was running in the Matriarch, the Ladies Turf, the Beverly, the Gamely. I mean, she was coming out of some really good races, but now she's almost like getting older. She's 6 years old. She's just touching these small allowance or small stakes races, not really putting in much. What's up, James? Hello. Good luck as well. Liguria, Jose Ortiz, Michael McCarthy. Another one. It's tough to see what we're going to do with this one. By Warfront, has been going a mile and a 16th and a mile and an eighth, so we'll get a little bit of a cutback in here, not a whole lot. I would say the Gamely was a really good race for her. She was beat by Be Your Best and Lady Claypool, finished 3rd in there. That's a really good crop of horses that came in that day for the Gamely. The the horse has been all over. You can tell it's been at Belmont, it's been to Del Mar, Churchill, Belmont, Saratoga, Belmont, Keeneland, Santa Anita, Del Mar, and now racing at Del Mar again. So this horse is a traveler. Rightfully so. It's been at Del Mar, been on the West Coast pretty much all year since it came from Keeneland back in October of 2023. So it took a whole year off from 2024. And I guess trying to pick things up as a 5-year-old. I don't know. Could be tough. I think if it could run back to the Gamely, could be a really good horse in here. Definitely going to get a little bit of cutback in distance. So we'll see if this one is ready to run again or if it's about ready to hang it up as a mare. 8, Cravala d'Oro, Johnny Velasquez, Lauren Robson. This one is a 4-year-old by Constitution. Comes out of an allowance race, 90 speed figure in there, picked up a win with Johnny Velasquez at Kentucky Downs in September. Ships out here, has been a consistent runner, I guess, at Gulfstream or Woodbine. So very interesting that we're seeing this horse come all the way out to the West Coast. Kudos to them, giving Johnny Velasquez the mount yet again. Kudos for Johnny to pick it up yet again after winning on this horse, going a mile on the Kentucky Downs. So this one could be good if you're a Johnny V turf better. He just seems to win on these crazy horses that seem to be getting better, or the horses that you really don't know much about these connections. And he just finds ways to win, especially on the turf in these kind of route type races. Again, comes out of the Canadian and Nassau, finished 7th and 5th in there. The horse just isn't trending. Then it picks up this win in this allowance race, and then you're like, okay, they're sending it to Del Mar. So they see something in this horse. This one could just be throw it in, see what we get, see if we can be a spoiler at a long shot price in here. Probably 20 to 1, 32 to 1 right now. 9, you have Breath Away, Flavion Pratt, Miguel Clement. 2 wins right now. Dancing Smart, grade 2. They win a mile and a 16, so we'll get a little bit of a cutback in there. It's one that she has won her last 2, so obviously this one is ticking right now, and it seems a pretty good one. 8 to 1 morning line. We're getting 10 to 1. Wow, 10 to 1 on this horse with Flavion Pratt, Miguel Clement. And that's not taking any action. Again, you have the inside runners, Deep Satin, Special One, who's obviously taking the money. Again, another one that's had some class in the past, has kind of dropped off, was a consistent runner looking back from 2024, early in 2025. Then they kind of put the horse in an allowance race. Nothing. Then do 2 stakes races, 2 wins. So I like that we're giving this one an opportunity to run in a grade 3. Obviously, they see something in this horse, so this is why they're taking a shot here. Does come from Woodbine, so he's going to be a big-time shipper coming all the way across the states. So we'll see if this one could make a run here for Flavion Pratt to pretty much, I believe, pick up his second win on the card. 10, Lady Claypool, Tiago Pereira, Richard Baltus, 5-year-old by Star Spangled Banner. Pereira has been on this horse before and has some great success. They were allowance races. Did go to the Santa Anita, the grade 3 in there, going a mile and a quarter on the good turf course. Finished first, beat out Miss Astor and Starry Heavens. In the Gamely, finished second, again behind Be Your Best. Liguria was the other one in there. And then it tries the Diana, and just nothing whatsoever for that day. Again, you have Excellent Truth. She feels pretty dynamic, pricey. All monsters, fillies and mares. So Lady Claypool comes in here. A little bit of class relief, but you got Special One, Deep Satin to the inside, who's obviously going to be the ones to beat. I kind of like this one. Seems to be in really good shape right now. If you throw out the Diana, the horse looks phenomenal. If you go all the way back to October 24th, that's where you see the horse kind of finish outside the top 4. Again, Tiago Pereira gets the mount back aboard this horse. Could be very dangerous in here. 12 to 1 on the morning line, but I'm going to say this one is probably not taking much money. 23 to 1 currently on Lady Claypool. And again, you throw out that last race, this horse probably shouldn't be 23 to 1. 11 and 12 are the scratches. We have 13 temptable. British bred Mikel Barcelona, 3-year-old in here by Kingman. Pretty lightly raced horse compared to some of the other ones. 7 starts, 3 for 2 at the distance of a mile. Has been running 7 furlongs. Looks like over in France and Germany, and some small filly races. 29,000. Finished 4th. I believe last time out the French race, October 3rd. If I'm reading the past performance rights, this horse faced boys. Last time out in what is, I believe, the Matcham, the $59,000 stakes race. So if you're an angle better of once they've raced against boys, they come back and run. This one, obviously, coming out of that race, running against colts. So we'll see. This one's going to have to go further. So we'll see if that kind of plays a role. Stretch out, running back against fillies, shipping across. We'll see. We're getting 15 to 1, so we're really not taking a whole lot of money right now, and it's not getting ignored. So kind of one to take into consideration, or just kind of watch the wagering come in on the 13 on the outside. See if there's any others that ran against colts last time out. All right, what we got? 12 minutes, so we're getting close. Look at the live odds. You got Deep Satin 3 to 1, Special 1 to 1. Medora taking some now at 5 to 1. Lagoria 23 to 1. Breath Away number 9 10 to 1. Lady Claypole 25 to 1. Temptable, who is tempting, on the outside at 15 to 1. Pablo, I'm not sure who won at Gulfstream. Are you talking about in this race or the Gulfstream race that just went off? We are pretty much sticking strictly to Del Mar in the Breeders' Cup. I haven't looked at any other tracks for the day. All right. Top pick for us, like I said, we're going to try to beat the favorites today. We're going to try with number 5, Maduro. I don't know. I like that the horse has stayed here. You know, this is its home turf, home court advantage for Maduro. So we'll see if that plays anything into it and is able to get a good win at a pretty decent price. Like I said, got to beat Special 1. It's going to be tough. I like Maduro now. Look at that, 9 to 2. So more money starting to come in on Maduro. Deegan, love the 13, shipping in. Yeah, the shipper, the 13, temptable. And it's pretty tempting. Like I said, temptable, LOL, I guess. Comes in, like I said, off of some small stakes races across the way. So definitely going to be up against it coming into 3 top fillies and mares with Special 1, Deep Satin, and even Medora. So, going to be a tough ask for this one for sure. Lady Claypole is interesting. Breath Away is interesting. I think Breath Away wasn't taking a whole lot of money right now with Miguel Clement. Just Flavion Pratt. 2 wins in the last 2 starts. So, this one is definitely in the right direction. for the connections. All right, we got about 9 minutes. We'll go ahead and flip over to the screen.
Beside the 3-year-old daughter of Kingman. She was 3 for 7 lifetime.
That's your field for the Greater Dakota Stakes. Presented by Yamaha. We are 9 minutes away, 8 minutes away, make that, from race number 3. Let's check in with that team.
Got 13 is taking money, folks. Back down to 13 to 1. It was up to like 17 to 1 when we first started talking about it. All right, as always, leave in the comment your pick for race 3. What angle you playing? What did you bet in? Or just a horse that you like based off the name. We'll see what happens. Need a price. It's gonna be tough. Like I said, tough to beat. Special One, Deep Satin, just tough ask. You've seen it. Last race, I mean, $800 trifecta for 50 cents. Superfecta paid $16.20 for a 10-cent bet. I mean, if you can get one of these long shots in there, you're looking at a pretty good payday. Cabal de Oro. This is the one I was telling you about with Johnny Velasquez aboard. This 8 horse could be sneaky. The 13 again is taking some money. Down to 12 to 1 on this 13 horse. Was up to 17 to 1. Now 11 to 1. Like I said, watch the odds late. 13 still taking money. Again, throw in your comments who you're going with, who you're rooting for, who you're betting on, or a name or a number you like. Anything can happen. See if that horse can go out to the lead, the 8. They're talking about it maybe being a speed horse, but digging the silks, the black and white with the stars on it. Again, the 5 is the home track course. Like, you gotta defend your home court. Let's see. You got 2 really good East Coast horses coming in. Deep Satin, Special 1, the 2 and the 3. 9 is starting to take money. The 13 has been like hit or miss. You got Johnny V on the 8. Again, the 10 could be sneaky, Lady Claypool. And then you got some big old numbers on the 1, 4, 6. So we'll see. Again, if you're in the video joining us, welcome to the Inside Post. Make sure to leave a like, drop a comment of who you're going with for race 3 on the turf for this mile race at Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup Day. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe. Check out all of our videos as we gear up for the next Kentucky Derby right after this. Yes, Hector Barrios was on fire yesterday early on. And some pretty good prices on his horses too. Not yet. Gold Cova. Again, beat the favorites. It's the name of the game. When they're 6 to 5. 6 to 5 is not bad value, but we'll see what happens. We got to get a big price underneath of them to help. Again, that last trifecta paid $822. Superfecta $1,600. Anything can happen if you can get them in the right order. Box them. Always box them. Run them up. Get them in the gate. So I need the volume up a little bit. Brake check on the 10. Good start. Very fast. Closers. So I better get the 1 under control. Johnny V sitting there. Get him, John.
Followed by Lady Claypool, and right alongside is Comfortable, and the trailer is Lagoria. Around the far turn, they have caught up to Violetta M. Special One has taken the lead under a hand ride here, and Special One and Joel Rosario come off the turn with a 3-length lead. Trying to close in on the outside is Maduro, who's taken second alongside of Breath Away, but Special One got the jump on them, and Special One is going to win the Golden Cova. Breath Away second.
25. Oof.
Tremendous performance here. What a move we just saw, and with a turn of foot like that, she really is a
Tough.
special one. Very good, very good.
Knew that one was going to be tough to beat. I don't know if it was 359
It's actually a very good price.
or 35. I think we missed that one by one. New special one was going to be there. Tried the 5, but I think the 5 just hung. Double for Joel.
Yeah, and he got the right, the pace was quick, Mike. And Mike Smith set the lead. They went 22:46. She was never too far off the pace, but she was always traveling nicely.
How often do you see horses make moves like that under a hold like that? That's tremendous. What a fantastic display of talent. Just a
Alright, zoom out.
equal athleticism in the late stages here. Scoring at 8-5.
3-9. 3-9.
Absolute. Yeah, it looked like Breathaway would finish second from Miguel Clement
Yeah.
under Flavien Prat. As we take one more look at this
I think we had 3-9, but I don't think the 10 was nothing for us. We had 3. 3-9-5-8. Deep Sat may have fought back. 3-9. Yeah, 3-9-5-8. Darn. We had the 3-5-9-10. We had another one, 3-5-8, but then we used the 13. Yeah, 3-5. 3-9-5. Man. Missed it by 1. We had 3-5-9-10. 10 just no kick. I knew Johnny Velasquez would get me. 3-9.
Number 3, Special One was first. Second, number 9, Breathaway. Third, number 5, Medora. Fourth, number 8, Thoroughbred. And fifth was number 2, Deep Sat. 3-9-5-8-2. The top 5. Please continue to stand by until the result is declared official. Final time for a mile on the firm turf. 1 minute 34.26 seconds.
Just missed. It's a tough horse. Tough horse. Made that look easy.
This race is now official.
43.50. Super only 112. I guess
3 Special One.
favorites.
$5.20 to win. Early pick 3, $25.35.
Alrighty. Well. Not much there, but $5 winner, I believe. That's what it paid. Scratched the 4, 5, and 6 in the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint. Tamara, Fee Blanche, and Sweet Azteca all scratch out. You're seeing a ton of money being poured into Hope Road here. Probably going to have an easy lead. Richie to the outside, another Baffert horse. Probably not going to even give any consideration in there. Splendora could be something also. It's just, what are you going to do when you bet these? Baffert has 3 horses. Splendora, high road. Where'd it go? Hope Road and Richie. Which one wants to lead? How they're going to set up in here. It's just crapshoot kind of thing. Splendora could be a really good runner, but I just don't know. Without Sweet Azteca being on the pace. I mean, even Tamara should have been on the pace. And then Splendora, does it want... I don't even know if the horse wants to pace. There's going to be a lot of speed early. I think Vava could be interesting sitting up outside of those horses that are going to want to go early. But do you have Baffert's trifecta in here just blocking for each other, not giving anybody a chance, like Vava to make a run. I don't think Zetlos has much chance in here. Hull and Ice could be a pace scenario if he can get out early, but I just don't see her doing that. And then the one on the outside, again, praying. Johnny Velasquez is just riding so good right now. It's just going to be tough, like I said, with the Baffin contingents on their home track, doing what they usually do, getting out, re-braking, dictating speeds, and then just kind of finishing races and burying a lot of horses. Hope Road, I think, is like 1 to 4 to 5 right now, rightfully so. The one to beat in here after coming out of beating Skilla, racing against Copian. I don't know. Very tough race for some of the other contenders to try to beat out the Baffords. All right, 36 minutes. So we're starting to see these stretches. 36 minutes before the next race. We're going to take a short break and be right back. We'll play the replay for you guys. All right, we're back. Short break. All right, on to the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint. Like I said, 3 horses. Tamara, Fille Blanche, and Sweet Azteca being scratched out of here. I believe like for unsoundness or whatever the vets decided. They came in and just took out a slew of horses, I feel like, for that they were unwell, unsound. I don't know what they were calling it. Even Mystic Dan took the punch and got the can. So, here we go, I guess, with pretty small field and obviously a heavy favorites for Bafferts. And here's 7 furlongs. Big old sprint, fillies, mares. $100 million for this grade 1. Zetlos to the inside, but Curlin. Joe Rosario trying to pick up number 2. Or, sorry, no, this would be his 3rd. Because he won, the first one, and he won on special 1. So going for 3 out of the 4. It's going to have the big ask, obviously, for Zetlos. I believe this is Rosario's 2nd time on this horse. He ran on this horse back in an allowance conditional race long time ago, back in February 24. So Rosario gets the mount again. This horse was beat out by Praying and Vava last time out. Stakes race at Keeneland. Finished 3rd in there. Zetlos actually was a pretty decent money horse. I believe like 2-1, maybe 6-5 in there, and now 20-1 with some of these other West Coast horses, obviously, of the Bafferts. 3-0 at the distance, 3-0 or 1-0 at Del Mar. Struggled pretty much in 2025. You have to go all the way back, I believe, Pimlico. Skip at the stakes race at Pimlico for the last win for Zetlos. I don't know. I feel like this grade 1 is too much of an ask. We're going to see a lot of speed early. Rosario is usually a closer, so we'll see if he's able to do that. I just don't think it's gonna be too fast. I just don't think Zetlos will be able to close with some of these speedsters that Baffert has on the front end. 2, Splendora. 1 of the 3 Baffert contingents in here. This one has Flavion Pratt, so Juan Hernandez comes off. Flavion Pratt comes aboard, I believe. Okay, interesting enough, Juan Hernandez doesn't get one of the other mounts. He's actually was supposedly on Sweet Azteca with the scratch. So I'm surprised Bob hasn't switched that up, and I don't think there was any switches for trainers. So yeah, Splendora sticking with Flavion Pratt again. First time for Flavion Pratt on Splendora. She was post-time favorite. In her last 3, beat out by Seismic Beauty, and then winning of the last 2, the Tranquil Lake at Del Mar, going a mile. So she's going back to a sprint, 3 for 3 at Del Mar. So if you kind of are picking some value in here, Splendora maybe has a little bit more value over High Road or Hope Road for the Baffert contingents. If you look at it, 9-4 lifetime for this 4-year-old by Audible. Again, she likes Del Mar. The distance, though, has been the big question. I don't know if she wants to sprint. I feel like she'd rather stay routing. She did win a 6 furlong allowance race, though. But all of her stakes races, she's done better going over a mile. The Santa Maria, the Santa Monica, San Margarita. Again, second place is in there. Her biggest race, probably the La Brea, grade 1 at Santa Anita, December 26th. Finishing second in there. So it's either going to run first or second. If you look at her past performances, it's just she's got to run against Hope Road. She will have another one, Barnmate and Richie, in here as well. I just think she could have a little bit better value right now with Hope Road, like the Flavion Pratt does get them out for Bob Baffert. Vava, Sherry DeVoe, Irad Ortiz. This is another one we see coming from the East Coast. Okay, we just seen Special One ship in from the East Coast and easily beat the West Coast contingent of Medora. So we'll see if that kind of plays into here as well. Maybe the East Coast horses have a little bit of a leg up this year. But Baba, this is a tough ask for her to be able to come in here and run these other ones down. She's going to do it sitting right off the pace. I think Irad is very familiar with her. He's going to know, he can't go out there and try to run with Hope Road. He cannot try to go and run with Richie or Splendora or anything. He's got to sit right off and just know when to go and when he sees that opening, because it's going to be short. And those other ones are going to know that traffic is coming. I do like the workouts that she's been putting in when she was at Keeneland before shipping here. Another one that's came out of some really good stakes races. You see her in the Derby City Distaff, finished 7th again, copying High Hope Road. Ways and means, put her away. The Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint this time last year, again, finished 8th. Soul of an Angel Society beat her out. Again, the Derby City Distaff back in 2024, so she would have been 4-year-old. Obviously, favored a little bit better. So that was a good win. The Chicago, the Grade 3, was a really good win. She comes back, wins the Chicago Grade 2, again beating out Zetlos. So she has a contingent of wins on some really good stakes races. So I think if you're an Irad Ortiz fan, this could be, your horse to pick in here if you're trying to beat these other ones. I just think it's going to be a tough ask. She does have that experience under her belt where she could she does have some experience, again, knowing what to do, and I just feel like the contingents in here are going to be fast. Like I said, Irad has to know where to place her. He's got to sit right off the pace and know when to go. If he sees that opening, he has to take it. If not, one pay on the third. So, Initza, I think you asked, what does the exacta pay? Who do you want it to, like, what exacta? You gotta give me 2 horses and then I can tell you the pricing of the exactas. If you're using FanDuel TVG, the exacta payouts would be here. So if you were taking, let's say, where's Hope Road? The 8 over any of the horses. I mean, if you take the 8 over the 2, you're getting $6 return. 8 over the 7, or 8 over the 9, $7 returned. If you take it over a favorite or a long shot, you take it over a Baba, $16 returned. So that's on there if you need it. So Baba, like I said, has some class, has some experience. You get Irad Ortiz, he's just got to know when to go. She has the capability. And that's kind of what she wants to do. She wants to sit off the pace. She wants to sit right behind these leaders. She doesn't want to go early. She wants to conserve. And I think that's what he has to do. He's got to conserve her as much as she can. If he goes out there and tries to run this lead, it's going to spell trouble for Baba. I think he sits really good in a good spot because the speed's going to be to his outside. I feel pretty confident he can beat Splendora and give some problems there and sit comfortably. As long as he doesn't get squeezed by these two on his inside, the Splendora, Hope Road on his outside, I think he's going to cause some problems. If Irad is on his game. We've yet to see it, so we'll see what he can do today, especially starting here, because I think he's on a good horse that could, maybe play spoiler. But like I said, he's got to watch the speed to his inside. He's going to have speed to the outside. If he goes, because the horse, Vava has some speed to get up and be into the pace. Not on the lead, just into the pace. I think Irad could spell some problems for Hope Road, who's going to want to get to the lead. Make her go 5 wide or 4 wide or whatever it may be. Make her go out. She's got to go out and around you. If you're Irider tees, make her go out and around. Make her use some energy early. That kind of plays into your favor to be able to catch her late. That's what I'm thinking he could be going through. I don't know what the connections are going to say. Maybe they want to play off a little bit. But I think if you look through the past performances, when Vava sits second, third, sometimes fourth, she could be dangerous. If she gets any further back, sixth, sometimes fourth again, it spells trouble. She just never kind of gets into it. So I think he's got to get her in early. He's got to keep her interested going into that, that turn. And I think she could be there at a pretty good price. 7, Haul and Ice. Tyler Gaffalione, 15-1. Savvy Joseph, another one. I don't know. If you look at the past performances, the horse wants to go out. I just don't think it's going to have much of a gate break. And again, this one could cause some problems for Hope Road, which I think Hope Road just blows out the gate and it gets the lead early. But if you're Bob Baffert, you're kind of worrying because you have some speed to your inside, especially with Haul and Ice to your inside. Now, I just don't know if Tyler's going to be able to get up and get Haul and Ice out of the gate just as quickly as Hope Road will. If he can, then holy cow, we could have a whole monkey thrown into the wrench of the race, and we could see something crazy unfold. I just don't see it happening, but to cause some problems, obviously, this one could bode problematic for Hope Road with some early speed, but very, very long shot. Hope Road, rightfully so. Does it need the lead? Maybe. Can sit off the pace as well, especially with Splendora and Richie to the outside. If it lets Richie go, that's fine. That's your rabbit. That's the one you got to catch. I think with Luis Saez aboard, that's the game, or that's the angle, is to let Richie go early, and then Hope Road can kind of just tuck in right behind. If that's the case, then again, you have some of the inside runners, Splendora, Vava, could have Hope Road sitting there right to their outsides, and then you're trapped in behind Richie. So again, is this going to be, a Baffert block job where nobody can get to Hope Road? Richie's going to go, and then Hope Road's going to fall in line right behind to the outside, and then Richie's going to keep everybody blocked into the rail where Hope Road can just get a clean trip and a clean break coming out of the turn. I don't know. Sometimes you see things unfold just that way. Sometimes when Baffert puts more than one horse in here, it's kind of a crapshoot of who's going to block for who, or who's going to, know when to push the button. The good thing with Hope Road, been all over, been to Churchill, Saratoga, been to Santa Anita, Del Mar 6-3. However, at the distance, the horse only has one win, and that was the last time out in the Ballerina. So big stakes race there, beat out Skilla and Majestic Oops. Again, doesn't have to race against Coppian in this race, so should bode well. Did get beat out by Splendora in the La Brea, but then come back and beat out barnmate Richie. I believe it was in the Santa Monica. So the speed figures look phenomenal for Hope Road, and rightfully so. I think the horse is still 4-5. Yeah, and again, why not? 9, Richie, and then Bob Baffert, Luis Saez. This one is by Practical Joke. Hillendale Holdings will be the owners of her. Another one comes out of the Zenyatta, Santa Anita. Hasn't shipped east, so this one is another one that's on the home track, but hasn't done very well at the Del Mar track. Finished 3rd in a Grade 1 stakes race back in August with Antonio Frescu, beat out by Seismic Beauty and Coppian. Another one that's pretty good for Baffert and Seismic Beauty. Has been beat out twice, I guess, with Coppian and Cavalieri. So, I don't know. I think this one's just in here for the pace setup for possibly Hope Road to run big. And then could just be whoever can get to the line first with the Baffert contingents. All of them look to be training well. All of them's workouts look fast. I will say Hope Road's workouts probably look fastest. 5 furlongs and 57, where Richie's is 5 furlongs and 58. So that kind of should show you what the connections are going to go for there. Obviously, Hope Road going to go quick. And then 10, Praying. Again, like I said, Johnny Velasquez just running really well right now. This 3-year-old filly by Vacoma picked up a win last time out at Keeneland. However, I think it was a grade 2. Yeah, grade 2 stakes race. Looked good that day. Comes from off the pace. And then again, in the prior race, grade 3 at Saratoga. Comes from off the pace. I think that might be the angle here for her, is coming from off the pace. She's probably the lighter raced horse, has not ran 7 furlongs, so she's going to get a little bit of extra distance added for the connections. I just think, last time out she beat out Vava, Zetlos, and was able to duel them down in the stretch and prevail. She's going to have to do that again if she's going to try to duel the contenders of these 2-3 Baffords or whoever's going to be running there late. It's just going to be a tough ask for her for sure. She's 20-1 morning line. I believe she's taking some money at 11-1 right now, which is crazy. Richie, absolutely nothing. Very cold on the board. Holland Ice, very cold. Zetlos, very cold. Splendora, taking money. Vava, a little bit of money. And then obviously Praying, taking some pretty good chunks as well. So again, small field. Just a, I don't know, a field of horses that you kind of Hope Road is the one. Got to try to beat her. But if you try to beat her, you got to watch out for the other Bafford and Splendora or Richie. Just a tough ask for any of these horses to come in and try to beat out, I guess, 3 other horses running for the same barn. All right, 13 minutes, so we're getting there. Like I said, gonna be tough. We're gonna leave out Richie and go 8-3, 2-10. I like Praying, taking some money right now. Robert Medina, Johnny Velasquez. Very, very interesting. Again, the scratches of Tamara and Sweet Azteca is gonna hurt. But Hope Road now even money, 1-1. But anything can happen. Joao Rosario has been hot. Flavion Prat has been hot. You don't really see a whole lot of West Coast jockeys in here. We don't have the likes of JJ Hernandez, Hector Barrios, Pereira, Freshu, or Imbudura Spoli. A lot of these jockeys being West Coast based. So very interesting as far as, the West Coast horses coming in. Splendora is a West Coast horse. Zetlos, East Coast horse. Vava, East Coast horse. Scratch. Holland Ice, East Coast, Florida based. Hope Road, West Coast, but has been all over. Richie, West Coast. Praying, East Coast. So it's East versus West, if you would. Here, as it seems to be like they're like 3-3 or 3-4. So, you have the Baffert contingents that are basically the 3 West Coasters and everybody else stripping in for the Filly and Mare Sprint. But again, if you're either against Baffert or you're betting the Bafferts, you got plenty of options in here to do it. Beating him is probably going to be tougher than trying to pick out which one of his runs the best. So, as we get closer, we should be under about 10 minutes, close to 10 minutes. Make sure to leave your picks in the comments. If you're in the video, make sure to leave a like. Go hit that subscribe button. See if we can pick up some subscribers as we continue on for the Breeders' Cup. Let's start picking it up a little bit. Seems like it's a slow go. We've had some decent wins, but just no big prices yet. So we'll see going forward what changes, or if this is the race that changes it, or if we're going to have a big favorite in here kind of dominate. What's up? They're in there. All right, we'll see if they got them. They should be doing the parade. Yeah, okay. What we got? Ball Baffert contingents. Jeez.
And that is your field for the PNC Bank Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint with the box of Andalusia. Mike, this is a race that in its entire history, you've never had a true eight-to-wire winner in the Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint. So could we see a unicorn today? Possibly. I'm, though, going to bank on the number 9, Ricci, sitting just off of the pace. I think Colin Ice is going to haul something similar to what sounds like Colin Ice.
Who is this guy? No. Don't know. What's up, Egg? Welcome back, dude. It has been a minute. Gonna try beating Baffert, Gimme Vava, and Irad. Deegan Society. Definitely a tough ask. Again, what's up, Egg? Who you taking for race 4, Egg? Trying to beat the Bafferts? I thought they had. FanDuel. I'm gonna see if it's a money back special race. I don't think this one is because there's only 7 contenders, so they probably isn't.
Looking at the race, obviously the dynamic, big changes with Tamara and Distaff going out. Did you wake up this morning and think you had a good shot, and now you feel like you have a really great shot?
Yeah, I mean, they're speed. You never want to scratch for anybody. All the race, you always feel for somebody who could be in the same position. And obviously, from a pace standpoint, it puts her like basically as a leader in the race. So, hopefully, she can take on the first.
Oh, I guess it is 3rd place. So this is a money back race. If you can get 1st or 2nd, I guess you get your money back. So if you can take Splendora or another price horse, you get your money back. Nice Canterbury. Yeah, the scratches in this race just kind of blew this race all up. Even the one with Mystic Dan. But this race for sure, the scratches hurt. I really like Tamara, but scratched. 6 minutes. Yeah.
Themselves in that first eighth of a mile just for the sake of softening up Paul and Ice. sure. My exact
Yeah.
response takes into consideration the fact that somebody might get sneaky up front, and if that happens, like Hall and Ice,
Hall and Ice is taking some money right now just because they're talking it up about being the pace horse. I get it, but I don't know if I would use it in a ticket, but yeah, Tamara. Yep, I was on Tamara as well. I was gonna bet against Sweet Azteca, and use the 4, but sucks.
might be forced to coming out of the mile. And finally, Baba, consistent enough at 9-1.
Like I said, if you use FanDuel, this is a money back race. If your horse can finish second, if it finishes first, obviously you're winning. But since there's only 7 contenders, you have to finish second to get your money back. So take a stab at it. Try to beat the 8 maybe with the other Baffert, or maybe one of these other plays in here in the Vava, or even Praying, or if you like some Hall and Ice. You get your money back if the horse gets second place. I think every race is money back, but this one is only if you finish second, you get your money back. Ooh, all dirt, pick 4. Let's go. 2-3. Look at you. James sticking it to the Baffert favorite in here in Hope Road, going against him. 2-7. Nice. 2-3. Yeah, I think Splendora probably is the contender in here with Flavion Pratt, and then you got Irad. He needs to get going. I don't think he had a very good day yesterday, so today needs to be his day, and let's kick it off right now. I hate not to consider the 10 on the outside. I think I even played in here the 8-3. Heck yeah, the 9 for the money back. You like Richie? Rich. I just don't know. I feel like that one's just a blocker, but it's always the other Baffert that sticks it to you. Always. I mean, look at there. That stat. Love it. Irad Ortiz, most wins by a jockey. Check Vava. We'll see. Sherry DeVoe. See if we can get Irad on one here. Could be good. Like I said, I kind of gave Irad the whole rundown of what he needed to do in the studying of the past performances. Sit right off the pace, know when to go. Don't let her go too soon. Sit to the inside, and just hopefully you don't get boxed in by Richie. I think that's what Irad needs to try to do here. The way the track's been playing, though, the dirt, unfortunately, speed has been the name of the game. We didn't really see anybody close in race 2. They just couldn't get to the leader. They were able to move up, but they just could not get there. But we'll try one here with Vava and see. I like Irad. His record in this race is huge. But the Baffert roulette, absolutely. Yeah. 289. That's why I said it's always the other Baffert. Johnny V could be a play in here as well. I mean, sneaky. He knows where to place horses and knows when to go. If they go weird early, he can be a factor. If you like the Johnny V man. Yes, she did win her last race. I think she beat out Vava last time out. I think Vava had a bad race. That's why we're sticking with Vava in this one. But yeah, Mystic Dan scratched too, Egg. They said he was unsound. Kitty McPeak threw an absolute fit. Because he didn't know how he could be unsound. He looked, no idea what they saw. Scottish Lassie. was another one that scratched out. There was like 5 or 6 that they scratched out later after this one that was like unsound by the state vets. So rough, rough.
That position-wise, she's toward the outside of the main controlling speed. She's got top connections, and she's got good turn of foot, as well as a proven record at 7 furlongs.
That's the analysis from our analysts as they make their way to the starting gate. They're flirting with $1 million in this pick four. Yes, that's right. $843,000.
Whew, what a pick 4.
Made it to the starting gate. It says post time, but you still have a few moments left to get your
See these odds change.
they begin the loading process.
The
The voice of the
CAWs have
Larry Coleman.
shook shit up.
The horses have reached the starting gate. The field at the gate for the PNC Bank Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Breeders' Cup Saturday kicks off here. Zyclos is the first one to step forward to the starting gate. All in Ice and Splendora go in.
3812 dollar super for Deegan.
4 to 5 as she heads to the starting gate.
7 is a 1, 5, 6 for Safi. Shit. All in ice. 5 for 6 for Safi Joseph. That's pretty crazy. I got the gate open for the 8. What is happening? Does not want to go in.
Making her way into the starting gate now.
Dude, there's like
At the gate for her.
15 people trying to get the 8 horse into the gate. Look at the feet under the gate. I guess she's in? That's not what you want to see from an even money favorite.
Here's Richie and Baba
Come on, Irad.
just waiting for Bray.
Burn them up. Burn them up. Praying for praying. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we get. I feel like the camera view feed is kind of shitty.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
What an even start. Go side by side. There we go.
Quickly on the far outside, Bray
Is that Los? Where the hell are you going?
there with Richie, Baba, and Splendora to the inside. They've left Cyclos behind as they lead the shoot. All in
I don't know, Irad just not where you wanted to be.
is there too.
Splendora's pushing him out, so
Long in pole position in the early stages here as they run on quarter and 22.1.
Vava looks to be out of it.
Smith down on the inside just ahead of Baba.
I don't know what happened. They didn't want to go in the gate. Now look at it. Just blasted up.
With a far turn. Oak Road on the outside. All in Ice along the rail. Richie nudged along to keep up with them. A length and a half to Splendora, who's just in
Rigged.
with 3 furlongs to go. Then Praying Baba and Cyclos on the outside. 44.6 for the half.
Here comes Splendora. We're going to have a Baffert 1, 2, 3, folks.
Has circled up on the outside. Then Richie. All in Ice down toward the rail. Baba.
Nothing. What the hell did Zetlos flying? Splendora.
Leaving stablemate behind. Hope Road second. Then comes Baba to the outside. Splendora running away in the Filly and Mare Sprint. She won it by 5 lengths on the wire. And Baba second. Hope Road was third, and Cyclones finished fourth in a final time of 1:21.
Good job, James. That's a good start on your pick 4.
Dora dominates here in the PNC Bank
Great start on your pick 4 when they run 1, 2.
performance under Flavie and Pratt as she crosses the wire first at 5-2.
2, 3, 8. I feel like Richie kind of got in the way there with the 8. No, he didn't even have problems. The 8 just gassed out, I guess. As soon as he got past, the 8 just shut down. Praying, just not on it today. Johnny Velasquez was trying to get that one to run, never did. I believe Zetlos got up. 2, 3, 8. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's the 9. 2, 3, 8, 9.
Victory. Let's take an ISO replay here. She's perfect at Del Mar 3-for-3. She's won 3 races in a row. She's a filly who is getting better and better at age 4 and traveling so nicely, as you can see her there in the.
Oh, they did give it to the 1. Wow, that looked like the 9 had the 1 beat.
He was hardly moving on her before the quarter pole because he knew he had so much horse, and I think he knew
Leg one's out of the way.
early fractions were going to help him in the end.
Yeah, the other Baffert, not the other Baffert, but the other Baffert.
Absolutely loves it here, and this is her first time winning, going 7/8 of a mile here.
Irad just got boxed in behind.
Victory here.
Made a good run for second, but the Exacta should do well with the 8 out. So
Turning back into a 7 furlong race is a good idea.
What's most remarkable about Splendora is from the time she broke her maiden all the way through this victory today, she has improved and taken a step forward, even in terms of her speed figures, in almost every start of her career. That is remarkable.
It really is. She has a remarkable performance under her belt in the first Breeders' Cup race of Championship Saturday. The PNC Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint goes to Splendora. Baba rounds out the Exacta at 9-1. Hope Road ran a game race, but had to settle for third. Zylos came on for fourth, and Richie with the fifth place finish 4-1. Splendora to a Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
yeah, if Tamara's in that race, she easily walks them. I mean, I guess one of the Bafferts that just was getting better at the right time. I mean, you look at it, beat out by Richie, beat out by Hope Road, beat out by Seismic Beauty, then goes into those and doesn't have to face either one of them in it. But yeah, I don't know if the gate had anything to do with it. Did not want to go into the gate, so that obviously ruined its day. At least we got to see the track not favor early speed, so horses are able to close. So that's always a positive going into these races. So we don't want to see the early speed run away with it and then nothing else happen. So we'll take it. Your drink money, yeah. Close. 389 went to 2-3. But I don't know. I would say the Exacta probably paid decent. $28. The trifecta 35. That's not terrible with a what he end up being even money. Hope Road. Super $28. Zetlos kind of rounded it out, so that helped. But I would say All in Ice, Too Much Ice, faded, and then Praying was just never into it. I don't know what that horse was doing. Johnny V looked like he had his hands full. Just horses all over the track. Race 5, capping off the early pick 5. I think we have one scratch out of here. Arizona Blaze. Race 5. Okay, so that was our top pick. Top pick was Arizona Blaze, scratched out 11 and 8. Got AG Bullet, Canaro Forte. All right, good field in here for this 5 furlong turf sprint. We have 12 runners, so could be a good betting race here for sure. Change to beer. Tell him to change to beer instead of the martini. Nice. Oh well, you can get it back here, Egg. Just turf races, man. That's where the money's at. Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, Grade 1 3-year-olds and up for $1 million. 5 furlong sprint, so they're gonna go quick. Track record 54.75. See if we probably won't get anywhere close to that for 5 furlongs, but we'll see. Notorious, damn close, 55.9. Reef Runner can run it in about 54. 57. That's scratched out. Bring the band home. Javier Castellano on the 5. It's not terrible. Man, I don't know. I would say the Dodgers. They got momentum after that game last night. Yeah. They got too much payroll. She's so spicy. I'm just doing a quick look through, then I'll go through each one of these. I don't know if did any of them draw in Puro Magic. Okay, Puro Magic drew in 53 and 7. Damn. Gots to go fast. There's your fast horse. All right. Yeah, Egg. I'm gonna say the Dodgers. Just too much payroll, and the momentum from last night for sure. I don't know who's pitching tonight. I wouldn't think he would be pitching, but I could be wrong. Number 2 is catching your eye. Reef Runner, yeah, it's got some speed. 3 wins. The Eddie, the General Flash, 2 great stakes races, and the big 112, 119 speed figures. Let's see. Yes, Shohei is pitching. And Scherzer. Yeah, we got Ohtani versus Max Scherzer. Like, that's just baseball classic right there for a World Series. That's incredible. So, all right. Crash this field. What's up?
I want to tell you when are you gonna be done?
When the race is over.
When is it gonna be over?
I don't know, probably like 6 o'clock. What's up?
I want to like do a snowball fight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Out there.
Okay.
Right now. Is that fine?
No.
Please?
With who?
Mom?
Oh, I think she said no.
Mom, can we?
Go ask her. Number 1. Notorious. I don't care. He can do it now. Antonio Frescu, Phil D'Amato, 7-year-old. Daytona win. Hernandez, Grade 2 will win. Has either been first or second. With some really good speed numbers. Again, this is a West Coast horse. Recently has been a West Coast horse. It did ship over for the turf sprint at Churchill Downs. Finished 7th in there. Just nothing back in 2024 than has been on the West Coast. So I think this one is the favorite. Yeah, 5-2 right now, Notorious. Rightfully so. Looks pretty decent. However, beat out last time by Reef Runner. This was a Gulfstream Park shipper that came to Del Mar in the grade 3 Flash and then the grade 2 Eddie, winning basically the last 3, and it's done really well. So one that's in form right now. However, the Del Mar track, 1-0, finishing second at this distance. If you look at it, going 5 furlongs, so was it 6.5? Goes back to 5, probably where the horse is comfortable with. Not much of a, I guess, distance change, but does have some really good speed figures. And again, like I said, beat out Notorious in that, I think, Green Flash handicap, grade 3. 3, scratched out, Arizona Blaze. 4, Kadem. Frankie Dettori is back. We will see what he can do here. Coming from Kentucky Downs and Keeneland. This one has been here for 2 starts now. The Woodford in the Turf Sprint. The winner of the Woodford being Outscript and Joe Shiesty. Ran into Bear River, however, and Howard Wallowitz in the Turf Sprint that day. 107 speed figure, finishing 3rd. Good numbers. Seems to be really good on the turf. 9 for 3 at this distance. Only 1 win 2025 and 1 win in 2024. So has struggled to find the winner's circle in the past 2 years for sure. 5, you have Bring the Band Home. Javier Castellano, I believe his first mount of the day. He gets put on this 5-year-old by Into Mischief for Mark Cass. The Troy grade 2 was just phenomenal that day at Saratoga, being out 26 blacks, Determined Kingdom, big time favorite in there. Time before, No Nay Hudson, however, got the best of him that day. So definitely gonna have to run back bigger in here. The workouts though looked pretty good at Belmont. So we'll see if this one is kind of going in the right direction. It's been all over Tampa, Gulfstream, Saratoga, Woodbine, and kind of all around back and forth again. So we'll see. 6, Governor Sam. Flavion Pratt, George Weaver. 3-year-old here by Improbable. Comes out of the grade 2 Woodford. Again, beat out by Kadem. Or Kaldim. 4th that day with Irad Ortiz. So Irad comes off Flavion Pratt. However, gets put on this one. So this could be an interesting change-up with George Weaver giving Flavion Pratt the mount. We'll see where Irad landed in this race. 7, She's Quality. Irish bred one in here. Colin Keane, Jack Davison. Looks like been in France, Ireland, a couple in England. Grade 1, Abaya, possibly 3rd place in there with a different jockey. Has ran against Arizona Blaze pretty poorly, just 3rd and 4th. But you got to respect these shippers when they come in. To catch. Bring the Band Home. Mark Cassie says they will have to catch the 5. Bring the Band Home. I like this one. I just don't know what to do with that last outing. I guess it reads that veered, broke in, and then just faltered, so then it just never was in the race. So if you throw out that last race, the Necretic grade 2 stakes race, it looks pretty tough. The Troy, the Harvey Peck, all of that looks phenomenal. Got that tennis court stuff. Yeah. Got some weird turf course out there. So definitely speeds are going to be off the chart. Like I said, these shippers, when they come in, again, Egg just kind of said that tennis court style turf, I don't know if the British horses kind of take to it. They're used to running, I almost said playing, running on that like soft yielding ground. They come here and it's a little bit different. It's definitely like very firm, where they're used to, again, the softerness where it kind of gives and digs in. 8, AG Bullet. see what we're getting on AG Bullet. Still 4-1, not taking a whole lot. 2 wins, past 2 races. Luis Saez and Johnny V have kind of split the mounts. Comes out of the Jalper with Johnny Velasquez, and then the Lady Turf Sprint with Luis Saez. Both wins in there, both 108 speed figures, and looked really, really good. 6.5. So we're going 5 furlongs. So I don't know if the little bit of a cutback, not a whole lot, is anything different for AG Bullet. Want to know at the distance though. So 5 furlongs, is it too short for AG Bullet to kind of get himself comfortable and to be able to run? So we'll see. 9, Bear River. Interesting. Keith Sormo, James Graham. 4-year-old by Flame Away. 2 wins, Turf Sprint. Beat out Howard Wallowitz and Kadem. We just talked about Kadem. And then the Ellis Park Turf Sprint. Another 108 speed figure in there. Did it both times on the close to the lead. One wired the field. The second one sitting right outside. So pretty good one in here. If you look back, like I said, the course record 54-7. I think it was Bear River 54-7. 54-7. It ran again the William Garrett, finishing 3rd in there, and 54-3. So beat out the track record in there, which was Coppola, Charcoal, and then obviously Bear River. So this one has some speed compared to the track record for Del Mar. So we'll just see if the speed kind of carries over, and if this horse kind of takes to this good turf course or firm turf course. This one could be a speed player at a big price right now of 18-1. She's So Spicy. Here's where Irad Ortiz lands for Jose D'Angelo. Comes out of the Music City Grade 2. Phenomenal in there. Looked pretty good. Commonwealth Cup at Ascot, just nothing that day. Just did not want to run. Again, Arizona Blaze, who was our top pick, that is scratched. Ran huge that day in the Commonwealth. But She's So Spicy, not so much. Other than that, you come in the Memzel at Churchill Downs. Boom, big win there. 5.5 furlongs. The Limestone again. Boom, easy win. And then you go to Gulfstream Park, another turf race, 5 furlongs there. This was an allowance, 54-8. 5 furlongs, winner 54-8. So another one that just missed the track record if it was running at Del Mar on another firm track. So you have the 9 and the 10 who love firm turf courses. And as you can see up here, we have a firm turf course. So we're going to see some speeds for this type of race for sure. I think the 9 and the 10 probably going to take to this turf course really, really well and be able to run really, really fast. So we're going to see probably a really good fast fractions and probably a fast ending to this race. It's just who's going to have the gas pretty much today. 11, probably going to butcher this name, Bacanero Fuerta, British bred Umberto Rispoli, Adrian Murray. So we'll see if the British contingent can get things going. We know that they're big in these sprints. Another one that has raced against Arizona Blaze, who unfortunately has scratched. But we'll see what this one's able to do. Rispoli gets them out for the first time. It's usually been David Egan with a couple of wins in the Phoenix and the Soul Power. So really good stakes races, a grade 3. A couple of grade 1s that the horse just fell apart in at Ascot. And I believe the Curragh for Ireland. So going to be a tough ask. Really good price. Or a big price, I guess I should say, for a British bred horse. Love the pedigree. Wooten Bassett, just phenomenal horse over there for British bred. So we'll see. But again, huge price on 11 at 16-1. So another one that's taking some money. Invincible Papa. Datsuki Sasaki. Interesting in here, I believe this is Australian bred, but has been racing in Japan for this contingent, I guess the Japanese ownership in here. So first time shipping outside of Japan, it could be interesting. We know that they usually play some speed type horses. 5 furlong though, never has raced going this short. If you look at the career though on this horse, 10-6, 814,000 You know, that's pretty good. If you have 10 lifetime starts as a 4-year-old and you got 6 wins, you got $800,000 in your pocket. That's really good. 2025, 3 starts, 2 wins. I think the biggest race has been a grade 3, 2 grade 3s in his last 2 starts, a 4th and a 1st. A big price, probably 16-1. Again, taking some money. And the draw in here, Puro Magic, another Japanese bred Japanese horse. For Oyster Murphy, this one will have Shoga Yasuda in here for 3H Racing. So we know the Japanese horses usually come in with some speed. We'll see if they can transfer it over on the turf as well. This one, if you look, like I said, track record, which is different. I know Del Mar to the Japanese turf, track record, 54.75. Okay, 54.75. Get that in your head. Puro Magic, 5 furlongs, 53.70, and blew him away that day. Absolutely blew him away. Well, won by a neck, but just that's super fast for a turf course. Again, firm turf, Japanese speed. This one could be dangerous. This was a grade 3 stakes race at a 1. Goes to a grade 1, and obviously rightfully so gets beat, going 6 furlongs. So maybe the distance, 5 furlongs, is a good spot for this horse. It draws in, so they kind of luck into that. I mean, if you look outside of the grade 1s, the horse is raced really well. So grade 1, too much class in Japan, obviously. So what does that mean? Transferring here, usually we see a little bit of regression too. 26-1. Again, a horse that ran 5 furlongs, super fast. So maybe the horse was on the lead. It looks like it was maybe mid-pack, track to the inside. So this one can be all over the place. Has set the pace, ran on well, good position, set the pace, led throughout. If the horse gets the lead from that outside post, maybe it does have some speed and can be dangerous. But a tough ask for sure for Puro Magic. I think these 2 on the outsides are going to be really interesting to watch as far as speed goes. If you look at some other speed horses that have, those fractions that can be dangerous for a track record, you have Bear River, She's So Spicy. And then you just have, the seasoned ones, Notorious, AG Bullet, Bring the Band Home. Again, those are horses that are well seasoned. They know what they're doing. And they're going to be tough to beat. What are we on? 5? Race 5, 3. Again, I think this is just a pretty good wide open field. I'm hoping I'm saying wide open. I mean, right now you have your favorite at 3-1 and on a turf sprint for 3-1. That means it's wide open. If Notorious wins at 3-1, that's great value. If who's the other one? AG Bullet wins at 9-2, that's great value. I mean, they're there for a reason. I mean, you have She's So Spicy right now at 5-1 with Irad Ortiz. I mean, that's great value as well. Another one that's taking some play, Bring the Band Home for Mark Cassie, Javier Castellano, and then the Bacanero Fuerte for David Gahan and Adrian Murray taking some money. Invincible Papa taking some money as well. I mean, you can tell this is a tough race for bettors, just because we see a lot of money kind of spread out throughout, and it could be very, very good for us. All right. What we got? 12 minutes. We're almost there to the parade. Yeah, AG 9-2. Crazy. I mean, he was 4-1 on the morning line, so he's kind of not taking money, I guess, which is crazy to think of. I mean, I'm going to try to find these pick 5 pools. All right. You look at the pick 3 pools. If you're trying to see where the money's going, obviously the 1 taking money. The 2 right now, Reef Runner. The 10, She's So Spicy. And the 5, Bring the Band Home for the pick 3. Pick 4, same thing, Notorious. She's So Spicy. Bring the Band Home. AG Bullet. taking money. Pick 5, same thing. Notorious, still taking money. She's So Spicy. AG Bullet, Reef Runner, all of those taking money as well. The biggest thing here, if you look at pick 3s, comparing some results, you have the 11 at 15 to 1, $60. You have the 12 at 18 to 1, $144. So that tells me in the pick 3s, they are seeing something with the 11. I mean, you can even make a case, maybe even for the 13, that they see something there just because they're taking some money in the multi-race wagers. Pick 4s, same thing. The 11 is pretty close to some of these other favorites. Again, taking money. The 13, taking money. For 27 to 1, he's taking money. Same thing, pick 5. Or was it 11, 1,500, and then 4,000, taking money. I mean, watch the value, especially on the multi-race wagering. Check out those pools, see where that money is going, and rightfully so, it's going to those. I don't know if it's just because they're on the outside or what, but the 11 and the 13 taking some sneaky money on the pick 3s, pick 4s, and the pick 5s. Oh yeah, this race could pay just buku. I mean, it's a sprint. It's, yeah, anything. And there's, I mean, we got 12 horses all that have serious speed or, you know, some tactical. So I'm gonna go outside here and see if what my thoughts are playing into this, but we'll see. We're gonna take She's So Spicy. 13. What was the other one? Yeah. There it is. Okay. Going with one angle. It's just an absolute gauntlet of a race. Quick. Let's get it going. This is going to be quick.
Governor Sam back at it a year later after running so well as a 2-year-old in the juvenile turf sprint. How would you sum up, though, George Weaver, his form this year compared to last year, too?
He's getting more professional. We took the blinkers off of his lane. He doesn't have to rock and roll every step of the way. You know, the horse has had a great 2 years, actually. He's won out over 800,000, and I think he's going to keep getting better as he gets older. This is called fast today, but we love his sport. You know what last year, so don't put it past him.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Sitting up on the board right now at a huge price. Governor Sam at odds of 18 to 1. One of our betting favorites in here at 5 to 1 currently. The third choice is the 10. She's So Spicy. And taking a look at She's So Spicy as she comes in to the Breeders' Cup with those 2 graded wins, the different racetracks she's been at. Kate, that's important because I pressed you on this yesterday. You were at the Kentucky Downs meeting the whole time. Prepping there has not led to Breeders' Cup success.
No, I still think it's more circumstantial than causation, if you will. She's So Spicy was probably one of the more electric performances that we saw there. And had it only been that place, maybe I'd be skeptical, but she actually was equally impressive when she won at Churchill Downs, perhaps even more so. The 5.5 furlongs only flattered her as she threw off from a very tough field. She's got a lot of ones in her record, 5 for 8 lifetime, and she's a fighter. Even if she gets pressure, she hangs in there. Jose D'Angelo's had a lot of faith in this filly every step of the way, and I don't doubt she'll run a good race.
So, Rishi, did I understand you correctly? If Arizona Blaze did not scratch out of this race, that's where you would have gone?
I still prefer Notorious. If Arizona Blaze was in the race, I would still
Dude, that would be wild. What's that? 20 to over 20 to 5? It's like, which one do you take? Do you take Oysa Murphy, who's like actually running pretty well? I think what is it? Notorious? Notorious looks sharp.
What can you tell us about ammo racing? And it looks like they're trying to conquer the world. They not only race over where your circuit is year-round, but they race over here in the United States year-round. Yeah, they're making a big splash, as we know, over the last few years. You know, one of the best horses in recent times was the King of Steel, who won on champion a couple of years ago, and Frankie Dettori rode him. No surprise, therefore, that Frankie Dettori now in his twilight years has made the transition to be a global ambassador for them. They have bought a lot of horses at sales. They're looking long-term. That's the plan. So they're hoping for success on the racecourse, yes, but ultimately they're buying broodmares, they're buying stallions, horses to turn into stallions, so that they're going to be around for a very, very long time. Well, let's get more on ammo racing with Michelle Yu.
I think they're talking about the 11 here.
Throws out driving right now, and he has the 11 Ducano Huerte in here. This horse really seems to love by furlong.
Oh yeah, he's quite proud. You know, he won the Phoenix Stakes Group 1 2 years ago. He loves that sprint. So, you know, he was unlucky in the Flying Five where Arizona won it, and he came third. But he loves it. He loves to come from the outside door as well. So we were lucky with that.
Boom. Listen to this. Ooh, Deegan. 113.10. She's so spicy. It's quick. So you guys can hear this. They're talking about this 11 by Wooten Bassett, saying that she loves the outside draw, prefers the outside draw, has some good speed. I think was beat out by Arizona Blaze. Yeah, he was beat out by Arizona Blaze last time out. Finished third by a head. I mean, just all three of those horses were super close. So kind of watch this one. I believe instead of Rispoli, we have David Egan on this one for Adrian Murray and these connections. Like, they're breeding for speed. This is what they want. He just said the horse loves 5 furlongs. Check this 11. This was the one that I said was taking a ton of money in the pick 3s, pick 4s, pick 5s, compared to some of the favorites like Notorious and She's So Spicy and AG Bullet. 11 is very, very sneaky. I'd still hang out with Michelle. Right on, Ed. Right on. Just because I couldn't say the name for number 11 looks to be pretty good. Still digging the She's So Spicy horse. She always seems to be in a good mood. That's just when she's in front of the camera. Who knows after? I missed the 11. Yeah, so that was the one that, I don't know, Bernardo Vorta or something like that. They were talking it up that he said, you know, he likes the outside draw. He likes the outside gate. He loves the 5 furlongs. He's got some speed. Their entire horse program, the owners, that's who they were talking to. AMO Racing or Ammo Racing, building everything for speed. All their mares are speed based. All their studs that they breed to are speed horses. So that's all they do is breed for speed. And this one definitely could be one that's dangerous. Like I said, it is taking money in the pick 3, pick 4s, weirdly. Compared, like, obviously right now you can see the prices. This horse will probably be single digits come post time. So I don't know if that's just commentators blowing the smoke. What do we think? We thinking 54? Track record was 54.7. 54.7. What do you guys think the time's going to be on this race? We're going 54. We thinking 55, 56, 58. I think they get pretty close to the track record. I really do. Yeah. He said this horse loves the outside draw. Like he said, the horse prefers outside gate. They love the outside gate. Whatever. That just shows you how much speed they have. If they love the outside draw in a 5 furlong sprint race, this sumbitch can probably run. I'm gonna. One, two, four. 1, 2, 4. 55 flat. Yeah, I'm gonna guess under 55. Fast. Good job, James. Fast. I think so too. It's gonna be fast. I think if they go fast and it's gonna be wild, absolutely wild, and we should have a really good showing. If somebody gets out front, and they just turtle it, then who knows what can happen. $2.1 million in this pick 5 if you're daring to play it. You're gonna have to spread, more spread. Try to find a single somewhere, but tough ask in these Breeder Cup races. Come on, beat the favorite, guys. We got to try to beat the favorite. I'm all for Matorius. What's he doing right now? I don't know. Matorius, AG Bullet. I know I talked up She's So Spicy being pretty quick, but give me some speed. If Japan's really got speed on turf, let's see it on these outsides, the 12 and the 13. If Ammo Racing and whatever that one, Bonarto Forta, if he's got some speed, he's now at 11-1. He is getting bet crazy right now. 11-1. Remember, number 11 is 11-1. We'll see what he is when they come out of the gate. I said he would be single digits, so we'll see if he drops that much. Come on. Put in the comment how fast you think this race is going to be ran. We said under 55. Somebody said 55 flat. James said fast. Throw a time out there. Track record is 54-7. I think 7-5. 2. Take the 2 and the 12. One place for show. That's your reef runner, right? Egg reef runner's number 2. That's a good one. Let's see it. Just burn the turf up. See how fast they run. Burn the turf. Got him. Damn. Nope. Well, I don't think 11's that fast. 7 definitely doesn't want to be fast. 8-1 on the 11. Told you it would drop to single digits. 8-1. Crooked. Quick. 10-8-4. 55-2. Oof, we was way off. Nobody wanted to go. The 11 didn't go. 12, 13, none of them went. So easy for Irad. Good value. 5-1. Should have just stuck with their original, what we were saying on the 10. So spicy. Okay, now they're saying 55-1, so we were off. Yeah, nobody even challenged.
Look at how easily she's done this when they turn for home. She's still in a gallop. Irene Ortiz just needs to urge her ever so slightly. She could have got
Two got boxed in down low.
It was a bit of a heartbreak for Aidan Bullitt coming from off the pace like that, still running valiantly in second. And the old horse Caden still has that nice competitive turn of foot leg to get up to the show.
He's sort of there in his rider, Frankie Vittori, who has found a new lease of life around the age. What a really remarkable race. He's run placed in Kentucky.
At least you're still alive in the pick 4, James.
Fantastic season for a horse that looked like he was perhaps past his absolute best in Europe. 10, 8, 4, 2, 1. Posted on the board. 5-1, over 5-1, over 13-1, over 6-1, over 7-2. What a performance. She's so spicy.
I really expected a big number to be up there. Just didn't happen. Yeah. Is that where that one came from? Kentucky? Yeah. I mean, it's a big one for Matoli. Irad knew what to do there. Like I said, just go to the lead and they couldn't really touch him. Like I said, that horse definitely needed that Kentucky Downs race after coming out of the Commonwealth for Mascot. You just knew when they ship back from like going across the pond and they run huge, which she did. What is that one? In the Music City. You knew she was going to run big, and damn, she did. She beat out the boys. A couple of boys in here anyways. I think 13 was a filly. AG Bullet's a mare. 7 was a filly. 6 was a colt. 5 was a gelding. Colt. Gelding. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a good horse. Good filly. Yeah, 55-2, almost. I really thought they would go faster. I thought those outside horses would just get up there and go, but they just kind of let her go early and nobody really pressed or kind of got to her. Decent race. 5-1. I think that's one of the better prices for the day compared to I think the first leg paid 10, so that definitely paid really well. Still, winners today haven't really paid over $10. This is probably gonna, I think this will bring back $10 as well. Love it. Another sprint. Another 6 furlong sprint. Let's go. This one should be quick as well. That's what we should be able to do. We should be able to bet the final time. We almost hit that one right on. 55. I said under 55, so I would have lost. Egg was probably the closest at 55 flat. I think they rounded it up or down. I don't know. They said 55-1, but then the final thing said 55-25, I think. But that's what we need. We need to start betting, or they need to give us the option to bet over under on times. Just another angle. Oh no, nobody was touching that horse. Nobody. Glad Irad picked up a win though. Maybe he can get going. Just needs to get on something here. They got them posted yet? Alright, okay, so they gave it $12 winner, so that's the highest win for the day. Not bad trifecta, 134. That could Kadem helped. Super only 193. The double 34, pick 3 37, pick 5 830. Seems small for Breeders' Cup Day, so we'll see if this next leg of the pick 5s sequence. Yeah, I think they go back. They adjust the time. Yeah, James, I think they go back and like watch it and just make sure that the clock is off, and then they update the times if that's what you're talking about from that last race. Because sometimes the clock there is off, or they just double check their times and stuff like that. But I mean, 55 and 2 or even 55 and 1 is, I mean, that's damn close to the track record for sure. Oops. I know usually it's like right on the replay they kind of have it set what the actual track is or what the time was. But anyways, okay. Full field here of 14 going into this 6 furlong sprint, another sprint race. Could be crazy yet again. I don't know if the horse scratched or if it was an also eligible. Yeah, 15 was also eligible, so he did scratch out because nobody else did. So this one could be good as well. We do have a really good horse in copying, though. Oops, to the inside. I think there was another good one in here, too. Dr. Vinkman, Imagination. Where's he at? Ben Tornado. Here we go. Irad Ortiz. As he's starting to get hot, he's on another Jose D'Angelo horse. Here, 8-5 on the 10. Yeah. As I said, Irad's going to start taking money now that people think that he's getting started. But this one's a good one for him to obviously catch fire and pick up 2 wins on. Straight No Chaser, another one. Number 12 is in here. John Velasquez, Dan Placker. So should be another good betting race. Again, you're going to have a favorite. Do you try to beat it? Do you stick with it and go with an exacta, trifecta, something along those lines? Back to the dirt. James, what do you need in this race for your pick 4? 7 and 8. I believe is what you had. 7, 8. So you're using Imagination, Nakatomi? If that sounds right. Are you going to call him in there?
Huh?
Call him in there?
No, can I?
Just wait.
I'll call my camera.
I still don't understand why we're doing... Where'd it go? Yeah, the race 9, the Breeders' Cup at 6:20, 6:30. Why is it race 9? Why isn't the end of the day? Like, it doesn't make any sense. 2-8 is what you got? Okay. So you're going Banishing. Who's the 8? And Nakatomi. Cool. Alright, let's run through this field. Alright, 6 furlongs on the dirt. Breeders' Cup Sprint, $2 million for this grade 1. 3-year-olds and up. We have number 1, Copying. Another phenomenal horse, Mike Smith, is going to get the mount. Last time on this horse, April 2024, Santa Anita Oaks. He comes back on her. Out of that race, it's been Kimura or Fresu. So we'll see if he can kind of pick up another spark. She's been right there in her last 2 races in the Great Lady and I believe it's like the Herschel Grade 1 at Del Mar. 2 for 1 at Del Mar. Over at this distance. She hasn't even raced at 6 furlongs, so I don't think the distance should play any factor. She does come off of a route. She's dropping back from a mile and 16th. Okay. There you go. It's calling you. Well, you're going to go out here and answer it, buddy. Hurry. So anyways, copying should be able to run big yet again. Again, cutting back in distance should help. Yeah. I don't like how they do it either. On the West Coast, I can't wait for it to either come back to Keeneland or even Churchill Downs for the Breeders' Cup. I think we have one more year out of it being on the West Coast. Maybe it comes back next year. But anyways, yeah, it needs to be back to the East Coast. One, we start a little bit earlier. Back in there, dude. No, he will call. Go plug it back in. But yeah, it needs to come back to the East Coast for sure. Interesting winter circle. I didn't even see it. Yeah, I think it's like cut off or something. Am I going to Belmont? Yeah, Belmont at 27. That would be awesome because that's when the Belmont will be finished or whatever. So that would definitely be pretty sweet. We're going to take a short break. I think we have like 25 minutes, so we'll be back in like 10 minutes and do race 6. 2, 7, 10 for leg 2. All during pick 2. Okay, cool. All right. Let's dig in. Number 2, Banishing. Tyler Gaffney, Chad Summers. I don't know. Sneaky one here. Bred by Godolphin. 5-year-old by Ghost Sapper. Ships out here. For the connections coming out of the Lucas Classic. Finished 3rd by Mystic Dan. Disarm. Neither one of those running today. Charlestown Classic. Winner there being out Willie's D and Gould's Gold. And then the time before that, the Jeff Helms, I believe, Memorial. Or Jeff Hill Memorial. 112 speed figure. So Banishing has some speed. Tyler Gaffney, Chad Summers. Kind of sneaky. The workouts, though, just don't look like this horse is looking to run today. Or this week, I guess, because the workouts have been off. Just not very quick. Does cut back in distance, though, from 1.125. Trying 6 furlongs. Does have 2 wins going 6 furlongs, so that's obviously something to take into consideration for this 2-horse. 3, Lovesick Blues, Giovanni Franco. Small stakes races. The winner, the Bing Crosby, however, at Del Mar, 6 furlongs there. 111 speed figure at a big price of 18-1. Think about that. Really good race, Bing Crosby. 108-7 for that big grade 1 stakes race. So really good race under the belt for a graded stakes race for Lovesick Blues. Beat out world record and Jazzy. 2 for 1 on the Del Mar track. 12-5 at this distance. Really good 2025. 6 races, 2 wins, 2 second places. So has been very consistent for Lovesick Blues. Big gray horse in here with Giovanni Franco. 4, Patriot Spirit, Javier Castellano. 2 wins, the Rough Count and the Vosberg. Vosberg, probably the better one, beating out Crazy Mason in Scotland in there. 2 really good horses. However, did go 7 furlongs. A little bit of a cutback to 6. 3-1, going 6 furlongs lifetime. 5, Big City Lights. Kazushi Kimura, Richard Mandela. 6-year-old here for Big Champagne, or Mr. Big, sorry. Champagne Exchange is the mare. 2 wins in a row for some stakes races. Santa Anita and Del Mar again. Home track. 3-2 at this distance. 5-2 at Del Mar. So been a consistent horse. 1 start in 2025. Does come off a ginormous layoff of damn near a year. January 18th was the last time this horse was on the track. So very interesting to see this one kind of pointed in here for a grade 1 stakes race. I think Nakatomi. Dr. Vinkman, Umberto Rispoli, Mark Glad comes out of that Santa Anita special. And the Pat O'Brien, the Bing Crosby again. Was beat out by Lovesick, winner of the Pat O'Brien, and then runs into Imagination. Really good horses in Imagination, Dr. Vinkman, Straight No Chaser. All of them have ran with each other and have ran fairly well. I don't know if Vinkma wants the 6 furlongs. So far he's 2-0. Del Mar, though, he's 6 for 4. So that's his track. However, last time they were at Santa Anita. Pat O'Brien was at Del Mar. Could be some favoritism. I don't see how this horse is 44-1. But Dr. Vinkman is 44-1. Absolutely not taking any money. So I don't know what happened there. He's been favorites or less than 5-1 in every race. So that just shows you the contingent of the field. And Imagination at 6-1. I mean, okay. 7 Imagination. So people thinking Baffert's got the good feed today. Winner of that Santa Anita special last time out of grade 2. The San Pasquale finished 4th behind Katana. I don't know. The workouts look phenomenal for Imagination coming in here. Obviously, the horse was getting better. Picks up a win going 6 furlongs. Looks to be where he wants to go. But 3-0 at Del Mar for Imagination. So we'll see if it's the Del Mar track that he doesn't like. But 3-0 at this track. 8, we got Nakatomi. Jose Ortiz with Wesley Ward, winner of the Phoenix at Keeneland. Grade 2 stakes race. Really good number in there, 105. Beat out Durante and What You Talking About. Has raced against Bookham Dano and Mulligan. Has raced against Straight No Chaser. So he has some class for sure running against this field. Just a lot of inconsistent numbers. He's run against some really good horses. I don't know. What is his best race? Probably at Saratoga. I think that was a grade 1 back in July. They're at Keeneland next year, Egg. That's awesome. That's going to be great. So again, he's raced in some really good horses. So we'll see if Jose can figure it out. I think this might be Jose's first time on Nakatomi. Yeah. American Stage, I believe this is another Japan horse. Ryushi Saka, possibly. Second last time out in a stakes race in Japan, going 6 furlongs at a muddy track, so should get a clean trip here. Did race against Nakatomi in Dark Saffron and Tuz in the UAE Golden Shaheen. Finished 6th though, so we'll see if he has a bounce back race as well. Weakened, so probably doesn't want any bit of the 6 furlongs. Ben Tornado, this is Irad Ortiz, Jose D'Angelo trying to go for 2 for 2. What are we looking at? 8 to 5 right now on the 10. Yes, rightfully so. Big win at Churchill Downs. Last time out, he's 5 for 4 at this distance. However, want to know, no wins at Del Mar. So we'll see if that can play a role into this horse. I don't think it's going to hurt him whatsoever. He did finish 2nd behind Straight No Chaser in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year. One time, he comes back one time and finishes 1st. So that's huge. Off a big-ass layoff from November 24th, or November 2024 layoff all the way to September 25th. Finishes 1st. That's why you're getting 8 to 1 on Ben Tornado right now. I mean, what a layoff. And how did the horse even perform? I don't know. But great training job, I guess, there for Jose D'Angelo, if that's what you want to call it. Mulligan, number 11, Flavion Pratt, Rudolph Brissett by Violence. Bad forego. Race in there. Bookham Dano, Scotland, Crazy Mason all wiped the floor with him. He's been beat out by Bookham Dano several times. Even Banishing has got the best of him. Mind Frame, Locked, Straight No Chaser, Ben Tornado, all of them horses, especially in this race last year. Mulligan, a big ask. Does have some speed, though. I just think this one might be trending in the wrong direction. Good workouts, though. 48 and 4 for 4 furlongs, a minute flat. 5 furlongs, fastest on the day twice when training at Keeneland. So maybe he's got a little bit more gas left in the tank than what I just wrote him off for. So we'll see. Mulligan has one more run. 12, Straight No Chaser. Big favorite in the Saratoga Sprint. It fell apart there. Imagination, Dr. Vinkman got the best of him that day. I think this was kind of expected for Straight No Chaser. This was his first start from coming back from, I believe it was, I don't know, the Roddy Dotty or whatever they call it, the dirt sprint, Ryudi. The Golden Shaheen finished 8th in there behind Nakatomi. He comes back again in the Saratoga Sprint. He needed a race. I feel like he needed a race under his belt once he shipped back. And that was it. And then he got it. He finished 3rd, so that's not bad. He cleared, and then obviously, like I said, Imagination, Dr. Vinkman caught him. But he just did ship from UAE, comes back to Santa Anita, and rightfully so. I think this one is kind of a sneaky pick currently. 6 to 1, taking some money. This will be his second start from shipping back. So again, I think this one should be able to run better here. 13, I believe we have this one. Yep, 13 and 14. Madhouse, Luis Saez, David Winkle, Van Winkle. 4 straight wins. Winner of the Gallant Bob at Parks. Has been at Canterbury as well with Harry Hernandez. I don't even know what to make of this one. 4 for 3 at this distance. Pretty quick, 108. Getting quicker in the Gallant Bob. Ran it in 108 and 7. Let's see what the track record was. I think the track record was a minute flat. Okay, 107.6. So just a touch off of the track record. 108, 107 being that. I like that they put Luis Saez aboard. Obviously, we're going to get a good gate here for the 13 Madhouse. Could be one to watch out for. Sneaky, sneaky Vacoma, baby. Let's go. 3-year-olds. Good speeds in the morning as well. Looks like he's been working out at Prairie Meadows and Canterbury. Who knows? This could be very interesting to see what this horse does. Big price in here. 24-1. Like Luis Saez aboard. Someone to bridge jump. Yeah, no kidding. 14. What you talking about? MSL Jarmillo Wesley Ward. 4-year-old by Dialed In. Beat out by Nakatomi. Big price, 66-1. Big ask. Again, I don't know. Consistent in the last 2, but he's running into some really good class of horses for sure. Alrighty. Sorry, that took a while to get through those. There's a lot in race 6. And now I messed up the thing because I went all the way up to the top. Race 6. They put too much in these things. All right. 1. I like copying, and I like Madhouse. What else did we have? 1, 3, 1, 13, 10, and 12. Straight no chaser. Taking copying. I think straight no chaser runs big. Irad Ortiz is starting to heat up. Got to beat the Baffert horse. And Imagination. Lovesick Blues is interesting. For sure. I think this one could be, again, pretty wide open. Going to go quick.
You know what looks good on you? A trophy. Best of luck here. Thanks, Mike. Best of luck to you too, Joel.
Thank you.
And then Internado still taking some money. Mulligan taking money. Let's see, wow.
With a field of this size, there's going to be some tough luck tails in here. Looking ahead to the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff, how could you ignore the work that Scylla had over the racetrack here at Del Mar? She seems to be ready. Obviously, seismic beauty for trainer Bob Baffert. And then George Vader, what
Nice suit.
she has turned out to be. Early part of her career looked like a sprinter, but she's shown her last 3 starts. She's just fine at the mile and 8 against top horses in the division. Then the Breeders' Cup Turf is considered a showdown.
Nakatomi's got some speed to be dealt with. American Stage, I don't know what to do with that one either. Ben Tornado is just quick. I mean, nobody's close to the 108s that he's been putting up. His numbers are just insane. Mulligan can run a 108. Straight no chaser, if he gets back, can go 108 here in this 6 furlong. He could be tough. And the other one, Madhouse, 108 and 7, has been running speeds comparable to these top horses in here as well. I think this is a really good race. For another, we said speed before. Whoops, thought I had the screen up.
going into there for trainer Bob Baffert and ran a big 97 bar. He has run quicker than that when he was third in the Malibu, running 101. But another
Get your picks in, folks. We'll see what happens here.
front and have a good pace. His stalking style is absolutely perfect. I think the post is perfect too. He's kind of right in the middle in this 14 horse field. I think he is going to have to go back to the pace and maybe a little bit better with it. Motto and straight no chaser in here, but another horse very, very capable off that big effort. Last year that he'd be 0 for 4 this year. He's a dangerous horse though. He has a lot of ability. Is he worth a look at 14 to 1?
Well, I think if the Dimensions felt that it was worth coming here, it was because they believe that he can go back.
Okay. We're going $2 exacta, 10-13. I don't know. Straight no chaser. It worries me that he's not taking money. Bentonato taking a ton of money. Not a ton of money, but just rightfully so money. Mulligan and Nakatomi are just interesting horses. What else we got? Deegan Society on the 3. Lovesick Blues, 16 to 1. Really not taking money. Copying. Another good horse. Could go. We'll take a 113.10 would be nice as well. We'll bet the trifecta, but see what they do. See if they can get this in 108. 3's a nice horse. Nice gray horse for the 3. One. Egg's taking the 1. Got Edison on the copying horse. Nice. I'm going to say the time's going to be 108 and 8. They should cook. Like, there's some speedsters in here, too. I said that in the last race, but we want to see them go quick. Let's get it going. Who? Somebody came out. I don't know if it was a 14. Yeah. And they were in the gate for a minute there. Sheesh. It's a good start. My lord, did they go. He's choking the 13 like a son of a bitch. 13's fighting too bad. He's not. He's done. And then now he's in traffic. He's going the wrong damn way. He must think this is 2 laps. What is the 13 doing? Fucking imagination. Two, 4, 6 exacta. Had the 10. Just no prices underneath. Like, Imagination couldn't get to him. I thought the 9 was going to make a good run, and then I think this was the 2. No, that's the 6 on the outside, yeah. I don't... Yeah, 2-7, or 10-7. Wow. 10-7? Should have been 10-7. 108-1. I was off by a touch. 10-2. No, I think it was 10-7. 10-7-6. Why did they let Dr. Vinkman go off at 39-1? Makes 0 sense. Man, copying was just no factor. Yes. 10-7-6. Dr. V. Super easy. Don't even think he pulled the whip out. Oh, yep, there he goes. Okay.
You can see him that stride is just really lengthening and great training job by Jose D'Angelo. That's not an easy feat to take a horse off a 10-month layoff and win by 5 and run a 108 mile and come right back 7 weeks later and have a performance like this. Well, that's the other thing.
You try your best.
By any way, and you mentioned by your speed figures, you'd have to say that the sale that we had here that Keelan put on in the paddock has worked out well with Michael and Joel.
If you want to see what Botox looks like, there you go.
Just spectacular. That horse was as advertised in
But not for no.
a real pivotal moment here on the Breeders' Cup stage to not only have the 3-year-old filly conquer her elders and do it so impressively, but the same way with this return hero in Pennsylvania.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I did my Jedi move. I got. You don't get me down, Jedi. Hang on, Papa. I'm not ready for you to shoot me. Okay, I'm ready for you to
Well,
shoot me.
that's not what you want to see.
1, 2.
So we've had back at race 4, Bob Baffert. We all know. Race 5, number 10, Jose D'Angelo. Just go look up Jose D'Angelo horse and Google. First thing that comes up. Just saying. And then we just had another Jose D'Angelo winner of just absolute unreal speed. Again, go do a search. Jose D'Angelo horse on Facebook or on Google search. That's all you need to know. What is this game doing? Crazy. They must not test out on the West Coast. Well, you're scratching Mystic Dan for being unsound, but you're not going to check medications? Got it. Alrighty. Oh, did I miss a race? Race 7. What did I do? Alright, guys. I think I've lost my stream. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fix it. I think I'm going to have to shut my live down for today. I'm not sure what happened. I think it's because it went to FanDuel, and there's all kinds of things going on right now with like YouTube TV and ABC and sports and whatnot. So I'm going to shut down the live stream. Thank you guys for coming in. Still have several races to go. 6 races to go, so go make sure to go wager. Watch. Good luck. If you guys follow us on Twitter, our picks are posted there. We're just done for the day. Best of luck. We will be doing some Derby videos leading into the Kentucky Derby, or leading up to the Kentucky Derby, as we kind of kick things off going into winter and early spring. So appreciate everybody coming to watch. Good luck watching the rest of the Breeders' Cup, and who knows what will happen. We're on Sierra Leone and forever young. So good luck.